Hey, what's up, everybody? How's it going? Happy Saturday night. I'm Jim, and I'm here to tell you some news on Saturday night, live from not New York. How's everybody doing tonight? Seems like we're doing really good. We had a couple people make some comments here. It says, make sure you hit that like button from Sharon Tyler. And then Brian Ogden said he got a new Pixel 9a. I think that's that new, is that the Google phone, Google Pixel? Says pain about the setup. Everything is so different. Man, getting a new phone always sucks. Having to deal with all the stuff. Real pain in the butt, really is. And then, I don't know, I'm going to tell you, if you switched from an iPhone or something, be prepared to have every picture doubled up, because that's what happened when I changed from Android to an Apple phone, and then they transferred all my stuff. Oh man, I have duplicates of every picture, and then trying to figure out how to change it. It's just terrible. And then Trumpinator with the first donation of the night says, I want to be first. Sorry, I can't help myself. We'll never apologize for being first. Just remember, if you ain't first, you're last. No, Ricky Bobby. And then Brian Ogden says, fine, I'll be second. And both you guys with your $5 and then another $5, that's $10 off the total tonight towards the goal. And as everyone knows, we go about 2.5 hours for a show unless we get $75 across all platforms, gifted memberships, Rumble rants, super chats, Cash App, PayPal, locals coins. But if you do a locals thing or Rumble Rant, you got to let me know. That way I can. You got to just say something in a regular chat. That way I'll see it, and then I can go take it off the donation. Now let's see. Choosy, what's up, buddy? Sharon Tyler, yes, I did. Hello, I took it off. I fixed it. Steve Hilliard says, I think the Bible says forgive us something does you wrong 70 times and 7. Other times it's many times as it takes. Philip Coggins, hey, how's it going? And Renee Collins, I did. I shut the ads off already. And Bella, Sylvia, how you doing? Low watermark, what's up? What exactly does Jim tell us? Well, I will tell you what the news is today. No news today. There's some news. Hey, I am Bob. How's it going? Marjorie Smith, what's up? Who else? What TF? Hello. Yeah. I need a win for my toe. My toe is all swollen and I need to put some cream on it. So if you could just PayPal, Venmo, Super Chat, Rumble Rants, Cash App, Zelle, let's see what else. Smoke signals. Let's see, Pixie Sticks and maybe Apple Jacks. Let me fix this then. I'll go over here. Take this off and go here. Do this. No, here. Banner. Here we go. So right there. So we will deduct that. So we are now $65 away from our goal for a extra hour and Bellavision, unless we get a single donation of $25 or greater, larger, then we will immediately get Bellavision. And just so everyone can say, there's Bellavision is there she is. See, she's just sleeping. That's all she does. That's all she does is sleep. She's just a sleeper. She's just a sleep-a-neeper. So let's get to this first story of the night. Oh, who else is here? Did I miss here? Catherine K, what's up? Yep, we're the Jim Somniacs. That's us. Okay. How do I do this every damn night? What are these? I gotta figure out a way. It needs some better cord management. Better cord management. Taylor, what's up? How's it going? Yeah, everyone's here. All right, so we're going to start with some breaking news that I saw. I just want to get into because I know this is a mass casualty incident is declared at Sky Meadows Country Club in Nashua, New Hampshire. Multiple people shot at a country club. 9 ambulances requested with multiple trauma activation requests. The suspect is described as a male in body armor carrying a long gun. Whoa! Nashua PD, SWAT team, and NHSP have an active scene. A report of possibility of 2 shooters fled the area. So, hey, Susan, what's up from upstate New York? How you doing? From Southwest, former, what is it, BTK Management? I don't know what that means. Not sure what that means. Anyway, so said the Nashville Police Department is currently investigating an incident at Sky Meadow Country Club involving multiple gunshot victims. There are 2 armed suspects that fled the area. So this is like I wonder, is this a country club that's like restrictive? Because I know there's some country clubs up there in New Hampshire and stuff that are like still restrictive, if you know what I mean. Anyone with information is encouraged to contact the Nashville Police Department. It'll probably help if you release the photo and name of the suspect if you have in custody. Let the community tell you his known associates are. Yeah. One suspect's detained, the other is still at large. Oh, yeah. So, update. One person with a gunshot wound was taken to the hospital with life-threatening injuries after a shooting at Sky Meadow Country Club in Nashua. At least half a dozen other people were taken to Nashua area hospitals with injuries that were not gunshot related. Sources say many were injured in the chaos of the shooting. Country clubs now. Yeah. Remember this kill the mass? This is from that. This is what we're at now. We got the commies. They're going crazy. No threat to the public. Only one shooter, and he's detained. A video surveillance confirmed there was only one shooter, and they are currently being detained. The scene is still an active investigation, but there's no further danger to the public. Take what photo? Anyway, so that's where we're at. With that, we'll just jump into some of these things here.
shocking information, Jack. Thank you for being on the phone with us. I know that this went from having maybe a couple of cocktails on the patio with your friends and your buddies after a round of golf today, and you mentioned that you heard shots fired. Can you tell us, was it several rounds of shots? Was it a couple of pops? What did you hear exactly?
It sounded like about 6 or 7 shots is what I heard, and it was just so much to process all at one moment in time, and I just didn't know what to do except for run.
And Jack, too, give us sort of the lay of the land of Sky Meadow, because you can have a golf round with your pals out there, but there might also be a wedding going on, and then there might be another room where there are just folks coming out for dinner. So what does it look like on the inside? How many different rooms are there on the inside? And can you tell us in what proximity did you hear those shots fired? Was it in a ballroom of sorts, or a place where sort of a gathering might be going on?
Yeah, so there's a couple rooms upstairs, the restaurant, and then the ballroom, which typically has the weddings and celebrations. And I was just on the 18th green. It looked like everybody was getting ready to celebrate the wedding, and it sounded like it was happening from the restaurant because it sounded so close, and it was just insane.
And Jack, I can imagine it was chaotic. It was, as you mentioned, hard to process everything all at once. Walk us through how you eventually got to a safe place and ended up being okay.
Yeah, so I had sprinted from where I was to the first tee box, just a spot that I thought would be safe, and I heard my friend yelling my name. And so I gave him a call. It didn't go through. I called him again, and he said, "Meet me at the car barn."
Yeah, I want to show you real quick. So it says, Sylvia says, even weddings can be dangerous these days. Yeah, at first I thought, I'm going to tell you, when I first saw the reporting on it, when I put this in first, because it said there was 2 shooters and they were still searching for them, and with body armor and all this stuff, I was like, whoa, what is this, some kind of an attack? What's going on? And now it's almost kind of sound like only one person is dead. Maybe this is like a disgruntled ex-boyfriend or something, or I don't know. I mean, either way you look at it, it's not a good thing. It's not saying it's okay or anything. I'm just saying, like, I thought this was more like of like a hit or something, or some kind of an attack, or like it's the way it sounded at first, but now I guess, I don't know. It doesn't seem like it was that big now.
It's not safe to be here, and so I sprinted down there, and I'm just so lucky that he was down there, able to pick me up, and we just drove away safely. And I'm just lucky to be where I am right now.
Wow. It's shocking, Jack. I know it's so difficult, but it's important to give us your perspective. It helps us understand what's been going on there. Were you there as the police first started to respond?
By the time I had really realized what was going on, there were about at least 15, 20 police cars there at that time.
Okay, Jack, we appreciate your time tonight. We're so glad that you are safe.
All right, so let's see what this says. So one person is dead after a shooting at the Sky Meadow Country Club in Nashua, New Hampshire. One person was taken to Southern New Hampshire Medical Center for treatment with a gunshot wound. At least a half dozen other people were taken to area hospitals, injuries not related to gunshots. The police say are investigating an incident involving multiple gunshot victims. Which is it? Is it multiple gunshot victims, or is it one gunshot victim? Police say the video surveillance confirmed it was just one shooter, and they're currently detained. They said the Sheraton Hotel will be utilized as a unification site. In a statement to News 9, Rep. Maggie Goldiner says, "I'm closely monitoring the tragic reports of the shooting. My heart goes out to the victims and family." Yeah, so expect to hear calls, within the next few minutes of yeah. I guess when someone brings their irons to the golf course, sometimes they're not going to play. They're not the ones you used to play golf. There was only one shooter. Yeah, so in custody. So
point, I'm just going to step off camera so that everyone can get a look at what we're seeing right in front of us. Just to reiterate the confirmed information from Nashua Police, we understand at this point that multiple
Hi,
people have
Sunshine.
been shot at the Sky Meadow Country Club. We know that
That's you're talking about Alabama or Georgia? I thought it was Georgia. Was that the one where it was like family members and stuff, and the guy who owned the house was an illegal alien? Is that the story you're talking about? It's from like a month ago. If that's to say, if there's another story, I would love, not love it. I mean, send me a link. It's gross and disgusting. I'm just saying. There was a story. It was about a month ago, and it was a house owned by an illegal alien. And then it was a bunch of other people bringing their kids there and other kids. And it was like really gross, like family. And then someone's grandparents, I think, reported it or something. And yeah, they found kids living in a like a shed or something in a basement, locked up in cages. And is that the story? Or is it a different story?
the two suspects, according to police, fled the area. We know those suspects are and were armed. Nashua Police have confirmed one of the suspects has been detained and is in police custody. They do say that the other suspect is still at large. Again, we know that there have been multiple victims from this shooting that has happened at Sky Meadow Country Club. We're in Nashua right now, just on Split Brook Road. We know that the suspects, according to Nashua Police, are considered a threat to the public. We know that one suspect has been detained and another suspect is still on the loose. In terms of what we are hearing and seeing here on the scene, we see dozens of state police cruisers, local police. The Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office is here as well. Police officers have asked us multiple times at this point to stay as far away as possible, considering how dangerous this situation is and considering how tense the situation is. We're learning that people inside as well. I did speak to a couple off to the side of the road here who says people inside the country club are on lockdown. And in terms of, again, what we're seeing, we see K9 units, we see state police are here. We've seen police officers and state troopers running with their guns, not exactly sure where they're going, but we also understand that one of the two suspects, Nashua Police say, has been detained. The other one is still on the loose. We're learning that there are multiple gunshot victims from this shooting that has happened at the country club here in Nashua. We are working to get more details. This is a very active and developing situation, but those are the confirmed details that we have from Nashua Police at this point in terms of what we're seeing.
Okay. So yeah, so after reviewing the surveillance footage, they determined it was only one gunman and all that stuff. So we're going to pay attention to this. We'll keep an eye on it and see what other information comes out in the next couple of days. I just want to go back to this is the I believe this is the story you're talking about. If this isn't the story you're talking about, Richard, let me know. This is called like Bunker of Horror. Inside the elemental torture bunker where even parents are accused of abusing kids. This was published in July of 2025, 50 miles southwest of Birmingham. Some people have been charged. Crime version appears to have begun in 2022 in Brent. 10 children, such as were harmed in a harrowing child abuse. 10 children, yeah. 7 people have been charged for connection with the crime. But there might be another one actually, because I'm gonna tell you right now, I googled it real quick, and I came up with a whole bunch of different stories like of this. So, yeah, I got the story. It's yeah, and it's a crazed leftist Democrat guy who had TDS that was upset with ABC for firing Jimmy Kimmel. I got the story. That's just basically the TLDR. So, okay, this, and then we're going to jump into this next story right here. President Trump is very upset, and he's confirmed that he wants the DA for Eastern Virginia, the state. Actually, it's not the DA; it's the U.S. Attorney. Yeah. All right, Golden Bear. Yeah. They're going crazy at that ICE facility. They're still going crazy at the ICE facility. It's nuts. Oh yeah. So after he learned that he's a blue slip Democrat, yeah. I know the U.S. Attorney for the Eastern District or from the District of Virginia that was approved by 2 Democrat senators who, in my opinion, are the worst. These 2 senators are Mark Warner and Tim Kaine. I fully support immediate firing of this person. Well, here's President Trump. He's going to talk about this attorney, the U.S. Attorney.
Legal, according to just about everybody.
What was you having
On Letitia James, are you disappointed that the U.S. Attorney for the Eastern District of Virginia has not prosecuted Letitia James? Do you intend to fire him? Well, we're going to see what happens. I am not following it very closely. It looks to me like she's very guilty of something, but I really don't know. I know that the U.S. Attorney from the Eastern District or from that district in Virginia, that he was approved by 2 Democrat senators who, in my opinion, are among the worst. And when I learned that 2 senators, Democrats, because as you know, it's very hard with the blue slip, it's very hard for a Republican to get somebody approved if you have 1 senator that's a Democrat because of an old custom. It's not a law, it's a custom. It's a ridiculous custom. But if you have a Democrat senator, you have to get that senator approved. Well, in this case, we had 2. When I saw that he got 2 senators, 2 gentlemen that are bad news as far as I'm concerned, when I saw that he got approved by those 2 men, I said, pull it, because he can't be any good.
So you want him fired? You want him out?
Yeah, I want him out, yeah. When I learned that he was blue slipped through by 2 Democrat senators in Virginia, people that would never vote for, the people that haven't voted for us for probably years, okay, probably years. 2, in my opinion, 2 bad guys. You know, they are Warner and Kaine. 2 bad guys, bad senators too. They do a terrible job for the people of Virginia. But when I saw that he got approved by these 2 terrible people that haven't voted, they just don't vote, no matter what it is. We could give them the greatest deal ever, and they still wouldn't vote. And they voted for this guy. And I have other people, judges, and I have U.S. attorneys from other states where I have the same situation, and they can't get approved. So when I learned that they voted for him, I said, I don't really want him. Okay.
Do you want to get? Have you seen the?
Okay. So yeah, so Trump wants him out. Okay. And then he says he quit. So this guy's U.S. attorney under fire for not charging Letitia James fired. So the U.S. attorney from the Eastern District of Virginia, who is under fire for not charging Letitia James, has been fired. And Terry, it was, I believe, hi, Jim and Chad. I wasn't here last night. Someone gifted me a membership. I'm pretty sure it was Brian Oldenkamp. I think that's who it was, if I remember correctly. If you watched the stream from last night, you should see your name get called out. When I'd have to go back and look, but I'm pretty sure it was Brian Oldenkamp. I think maybe one other person gifted some memberships last night. Maybe Anthony F did, but I can't remember 100%. But anyway. Early Friday, it was reported that President Trump was gearing up to fire a U.S. attorney for refusing to indict New York Attorney General Letitia James for mortgage fraud. Yeah, Trump is tired, and he is he's had it. He's lost his patience, I want to say, with certain people. Eric Siebert, the interim U.S. attorney in the Eastern District of Virginia, was reportedly unwilling to charge Letitia James amid the reports that the DOJ hasn't gathered enough evidence to bring an indictment. Well, they have enough evidence. They're just playing games. And he's a Democrat. That's why he was approved by the 2 Democrat senators, because he's a Democrat holdover. And President Trump intends to fire U.S. Attorney Eric Siebert, who has been under pressure to charge Letitia James with mortgage fraud. 2 sources with knowledge on the matter told CNN. U.S. Attorney Siebert told his staff Friday he will be stepping down, according to a person familiar with the matter, after facing intense pressure from Donald Trump to charge Letitia James with mortgage fraud. It's obvious mortgage fraud. I've talked to several people. I know people that own their own mortgage companies that do mortgages. And they told me this is like cut and dry, straight up mortgage fraud. No doubt about it. It is what it is. Did I put out the inflatable dog yet? She's here. She's here. She's just waiting. She'll make her appearance when the people demand it. She'll show up. It's not clear when his resignation will take effect. Trump said early Friday that Siebert, the U.S. attorney, should lose his job. And the president told reporters in the Oval Office he wants him out. I want him out. When I learned that he was blue slipped through by the 2 Democrat senators of Virginia, people that haven't voted for us for probably years, my opinion, 2 bad guys. Yeah. Yeah, her paperwork's straight fraud. They're trying to say that because this is what they're trying to say, Golden Mare. All right. That because she went on like Zillow or something and did like got a quote for a mortgage and put that it was going to be a second home or something, that proves that she didn't have the criminal intent. But then later, when she actually did the mortgage paper, she said it was her primary residence. That kind of proves she knew when she got the quote originally, and then when she got the paperwork, it actually did it and changed it to get a lower rate, that she broke the law. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Here's where I want them out. Mm-hmm. Yeah. TGP has extensive. That's the the Gateway Pundit has exclusive reporting on Letitia James' mortgage fraud with Joel Gilbert. Yeah, she's guilty of more. It's pretty obvious. It's a paperwork thing, and it's a slam dunk. Really is. Now we got just the news here. It just says Virginia U.S. attorney resigns after Trump says he wants him out. So I mean, that's actually what's supposed to. If the president says, hey, I don't want you to do this job anymore, then they're basically just supposed to say, all right, I resign. They're not supposed to play these games like all these people that are suing to keep their jobs after the president said they don't want them there anymore. That's not how it's supposed to be. And it's never been like this before. So yeah, that whole press conference was very contentious. Yeah, our president he takes no guff. Mm-hmm. And Bella is an animatronic, like Chuck E. Cheese in the Hall of Presidents. Yes, but very expensive to get them things up and running properly. Yeah, it is the honorable thing to do even if you're a dishonorable person. You're supposed to. You serve everyone in the executive branch serves at the pleasure of the president. We only have one president at a time. So it doesn't matter if the president says, yeah, you're not doing what I want. I don't want you there. Then you just go. That's just the way it is. There's no like crying about it. There's no crying in baseball. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So Eric Siebert reportedly resigned his post hours after Trump said he wanted him out because he's received supports of the 2 Democrat senators. Yeah. So he's not any good. So there's that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, she does have more issues. Lots of financial fraud. Who knows? Maybe she thinks she's like the other lady who could just say that she's not going to go because she wants to fight it out. So. And then, so just same thing. This one says he quits amid pressure to charge Letitia James. All right. And then we got this story. Basically, this is the new person. There's already a new person in charge. The U.S. federal prosecutor tapped to lead the office probing Letitia James. Email says something, I don't know. Let's see. So, U.S. Department of Justice lawyer who once said former President Joe Biden's administration targeted her for being conservative told colleagues in an email on Saturday that she was named to replace a top prosecutor overseeing an investigation of the New York Attorney General Letitia James. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, he did call Pam out. He said he's losing his patience, so. Yeah. And Charles says they shouldn't be allowed to step down because they don't want to do their job. That's obstruction of crime. Yeah. Internal email seen by Reuters says Mary Maggie Cleary told attorneys that she's been unexpectedly tapped as acting U.S. attorney for the Eastern District of Virginia, replacing Eric Siebert, who resigned on Friday. Well, Trump said he fired him, so, but, whatever. Asked him to go. I don't know. Cleary didn't immediately respond to an email from Reuters seeking comment. Trump officials previously told Siebert that the president was frustrated. His office had not yet brought criminal mortgage fraud charges, according to 2 sources familiar with the matter. It's a straight case. Here's the paperwork. This is what she did. It's a crime. It's mortgage fraud, wire fraud, mail fraud, name it. A whole bunch of frauds. Get it. The office is also involved in a second probe targeting former FBI Director James Comey, who, like the New York Attorney General, is one of Trump's political rivals. Oh. That's right. Everybody share and hit that thumbs up. Help Jim out. That's right. If you haven't already subscribed, please subscribe. And if you haven't hit the like, please hit the like button. It helps with the algorithm. And comment, participate in the chat, leave a comment on the video. That helps too for some reason. I don't know why. The probe is tied to the Bureau's prior investigation of Trump's 2016 presidential campaign. Mm-hmm. In the probes against both officials, Siebert had previously told officials that he did not believe the evidence was strong enough to bring charges. Cleary recently served as a deputy Commonwealth attorney in Culpeper County, Virginia, according to her biography, where she's listed as a lecturer. She previously worked briefly as an assistant U.S. attorney for the Western District of Virginia. According to her LinkedIn profile, she returned to the Justice Department earlier this month, where she served as a senior counsel in the criminal division. Clearly later penned an article in Spectator World in which she said that she was framed by a person who said she was among Trump supporters in the January 6th attack on the Capitol. In the article, Cleary said she was falsely identified as having been on Capitol grounds that day and was briefly investigated by the Justice Department. Within a few hours, she was cleared to return to work, although she was never prosecuted. Cleary wrote in the article that she was targeted politically and now feels emboldened to share her story since Trump is president again. Mm-hmm. So that's who they picked to do the job now. And this says, the AP says Trump nominates White House aide to be top prosecutor for office probing Letitia James. So which is it? Is it White House aide or is it somebody who works for the, is it somebody else, you know? Mm-hmm. Trump said Saturday that he would nominate senior White House aide Lindsey Halligan to serve as the top federal prosecutor for a Virginia office that was thrown into turmoil. So which is it? Is it Lindsey? Is it this Cleary lady or is it this Lindsey Halligan? Which is it? Oh, thank you. Thank you. My hair looks handsome. Thank you. I appreciate that. Social media post just after he departed the White House for an evening at Mount Vernon, Trump wrote that he was nominating Halligan as U.S. Attorney for the Eastern District, writing, "She will be fair, smart, and provide what's desperately needed." So which is it? I thought we just read a story that was someone named Cleary. What's going on here? And the announcement came as Trump pressed Attorney General Bondi to move forward with pursuing cases against some of his political opponents, part of the vow of retribution that has been a theme of his return to the White House. Well, a bunch of baloney. He's not retribution. It's just enforcing the law. Nobody's above the law, remember? Nobody's above the law. Hey, Nixie Nix, what's up? How you doing? So nice to see you here. Make sure you tap that plus sign. Give us the old, thumbs up or roozies. It's really appreciated. Mm-hmm. Got 83 people watching on YouTube, and only 44 people have hit the like button. Well, come on, get to work, people. Hit that like button. Mm-hmm. Yeah, where is Mitch McConnell? He's in hiding, probably counting his Chinese, I think they're called dong or yuan or something like that. Eric Siebert, who had been the office's top prosecutor, resigned, which stems from allegations of paperwork discrepancies. Yeah, to bring charges which stem from allegations of paperwork discrepancies. See, that's what they're calling those, paperwork discrepancies. But didn't they bring charges against Trump, 34 felonies for a paperwork discrepancy because he classified something as a legal payment when he paid his lawyer, but his lawyer paid something else. So somehow then they went after him, and because it was charged with 34 times for the one single act of the one payment. So it kind of seems like turnabout is fair play. Mm-hmm. So there's that. Okay. Here we go. So the Trump calls on the Justice Department to get moving on accountability. Now that was a clerical error, it's not paperwork discrepancy. Well, they need to make up their mind what they're going to do. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so President Trump calls on the Department of Justice to get moving on accountability for Schiff, Comey, and James and others. Pam, I have reviewed over 30 statements and posts saying that essentially same old story as last time, all talk, no action. Nothing is being done. What about Comey, Adam Shifty Schiff, Letitia? They're all guilty as hell, but nothing is going to be done. That we almost put in a Democrat-supported U.S. attorney in Virginia with a really bad Republican past, a woke rhino who is never going to do his job. That's why two of the worst Dem senators pushed him so hard. He even lied to the media and said he quit, that we had no case. No, I fired him, and there was a great case, and many lawyers and legal pundits say so. Lindsey is a really good lawyer, and he likes you a lot. We can't delay any longer. It's killing our reputation and our credibility. They impeached me twice and indicted me 5 times over nothing. Justice must be served now. President Donald J. Trump. You're not supposed to notice what? We are not supposed to notice that, Jim. Notice what? Here's the post he wrote. Trump posted it, and that's what he's saying. He wants to get him. A big Trump knows his base moment right here. What stuck out is Trump depend. It's killing our reputation and credibility. Update. President Trump has now posted this. President Trump compliments AG Pam Bondi and nominates Lindsay Halligan as a U.S. attorney for the Eastern District of Virginia, home to very important cases. Trump says Halligan should get these cases moving along. Pam Bondi's doing a great job as Attorney General of the United States. She's very careful, very smart, loves our country, but needs a tough prosecutor in the Eastern District of Virginia. Like my recommendation, Lindsay Halligan, to get things moving. What we don't need is a Democrat-endorsed Republican. I will be nominating Lindsay Halligan to be the U.S. attorney in this very important part of our great country. She will be fair, smart, and will provide desperately needed justice for all. But here's the problem. Yeah. Oh, that they charged Trump for the same thing? Yeah. Well, actually, no. The Trump's thing was not as bad as what she did. Like, Trump's paperwork dispute was like he paid more taxes than he should have on it because he paid tax. Yeah, they did the same thing with Hillary's negligence. A legal term, extremely careless, is not a crime. Yeah. Yeah, they always try to play these games. You know. Please explain. Yeah, all this stuff. So he updates his stuff. Yeah, like this. Like Spitfire says, Trump has lost his patience with Bondi. About a quarter off Lindsay's thighs. I haven't seen her. Should I look who she is? What's her name? Lindsay what? Halligan? I haven't seen her. I thought it was someone else. What they told me. Oh, okay. All right. All right, so this is what she looks like. So I'd say I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on. The one story said it was another person. So I don't, here's the thing. As somebody who lives in Florida, I don't think Bondi did that great of a job. It was specifically Bondi's actions and inactions that led to George Zimmerman having to go to trial and fight for his life in a clear case of self-defense. And basically, you know what I mean? It was like, and here she is. Trump told her she needed the Smithsonian need changing. He ordered her to do it, and she did. So this is who she put in charge. Who he put in charge? Lindsay Halligan, Esquire. Oh, that's who Trump saw on it now. AG Bondi will be an investigation into Cassie Hutchinson for her false accusation against POTUS. She must be faced justice for perjury and false statements. Yeah, this one, remember, that said that Trump climbed over the climbed over the beast and was fighting with the agents over the control of the vehicle to go to the Capitol. She needs to go down, and so do all the people that. I think she's actually maybe she might have got a pardon from Biden because all the people I think in the J6 committee got pardoned. And here's Trump says that he asked the U.S. attorney investigating Tish James. He didn't quit. I fired him. U.S. attorney investigating mortgage fraud allegations against New York Attorney General Tisha James didn't resign. He was fired, President Trump declared on Truth Social. Today, I withdrew the nomination of Eric Siebert as U.S. attorney for the Eastern District. I was informed they received the unusually strong support of the two terrible sleazebag Democrat senators. But here's the problem, though. In the Senate, and this is what sucks, is this whole blue slip thing. Like, you can't get somebody in these states that have the two senators. You know, even if there's only one Democrat senator, you're not going to get, you know, you need a blue slip from both of them to give permission. So, yeah. So I don't know. You know, today I withdrew the nomination. So clearly, Ness says attorney has tapped former prosecutor Mary Maggie Cleary to replace Siebert in the Eastern District. Clearly has most recently served as a Commonwealth. She described the appointment as unexpected. So, okay, so no. So Pam Bondi picked this other person, and then Trump nominated the other girl. So maybe one's acting and one's interim. Maybe. I don't know. Siebert emailed the Eastern District and said he turned in his resignation paperwork. Bolte alleged James falsified records to obtain favorable loans on a home she purchased in 2023 in Virginia and a Brooklyn brownstone she's owned since 2001. Well, she did. It's all right there. Yeah, I don't think that's democracy. Two blue slips. Yeah, right? That's not democracy. Two blue slips. And then the Hill says it as Trump refutes to claim U.S. attorney in Virginia resigned. He didn't resign. I fired him. All right. And then on to the next story, we have just in, the DHS put California, New York, and Illinois on notice for failing to honor criminal illegal alien detainers. Right. Put them on notice. But listen, you're going to notice. I sent follow-up letters to California, Illinois, and New York, stating it prefers to work together, but will collaborate with the DOJ and other federal partners to address their refusal to cooperate in detaining and deporting criminal illegal aliens. The Illinois Attorney General office rejected the letter. Get them out. Bye-bye. You got to go home now. You go home now. Double secret probation. Yes, they put him on double secret probation. Right here says Trump administration threatens to cut federal funding and legal action if the 3 Democrat states defy ICE. That's right. They defy ICE. Defy ICE. Department of Homeland Security reportedly warned 3 Democratic states that ignoring demands from U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement could trigger lawsuits and federal funding cuts. Yeah, my patience on Bonnie is gone too. Her statement about the hate speech stuff, and then they're still playing games and doing weird stuff. Like they sent a letter to this gun company telling them, like they're still playing games with the Second Amendment. You know, Harmeet Dillon is on top of things. But it says acting ICE Director Todd Lyons sent the letters to the Attorney Generals of New York, California, and Illinois, demanding they confirm whether their states will honor detainers placed on thousands of illegal aliens or release them from custody. The federal agency said to New York and Illinois refused to comply, while California did not respond. Yeah. Lyons responded in fiery letters Thursday, accusing the sanctuary states of obstructing immigration enforcement and threatened to have the Department of Justice take legal action and block federal aid. ICE will engage with the U.S. Department of Justice and other federal partners to pursue all appropriate measures against you, Lyons wrote in his follow-up letter to Illinois Attorney General Kwame Raoul. New York Attorney General Letitia James and California Attorney General Rob Bonta received similar warnings, the outlet reported. Raul initially responded to Lyons on September 12th, arguing that the federal government lacks the legal authority to demand state or local law enforcement to adhere to ICE detainers. Responding to an ICE detainer based on erroneous information could subject Illinois law enforcement agencies to liability for ICE's mistakes. Raul's letter read, the outlet reported. What? Send a letter to New Jerkistan. Yeah. And unfortunately, the number of erroneous detentions by ICE continues to grow at an alarming pace. That's a bunch of bullshit, Kwame. Yeah, and just so anyone just don't know who Kwame is a proud member of the Nation of Islam. ICE has conducted large-scale enforcement operations in several major U.S. cities, including the Big Apple, Chicago, Los Angeles, and Washington, D.C., as part of President Trump's directive on illegal immigration. DHS Assistant Secretary Tricia McLaughlin on Saturday ripped each state's defiance, warning that releasing murderers, rapists, and pedophiles onto the street will put residents in danger. And I know it's pedophiles. I just wanted to say pedophiles because I'm trying to see if it helps with the algorithm to not use certain words. These dangerous sanctuary policies, often combined with cashless bail for serious crimes, allow criminal illegal aliens to be released back into American communities, threatening the American people's lives and well-being, McLaughlin said in a statement. Trump said, hey, come on in. This is when Trump told him that I hope to have a safe flight. And the only reason I wish you that is because I'm on the plane. ICE detainers ask for something very simple: to notify ICE when a criminal illegal alien are released from jail or prison to ensure that they go into ICE custody before they are released back onto the streets. These sanctuary state politicians should do the right thing and side with law-abiding Americans over criminal illegal aliens. 3 attorney generals did not immediately respond to the Post's request for comment. Mm-hmm. We have the story from Reuters. Yep, got that. We'll talk about that in a little bit. Coming up. U.S. warns sanctuary states to aid deportation of criminal aliens. Not to aid, it's just saying to stop interfering. They're interfering. The U.S. Department of Homeland Security on Sunday warned California, New York, and Illinois. I like Illinois better. So-called sanctuary states to cooperate with the government in deporting undocumented criminal aliens released from prison after serving their time for crimes. So they're criminals. These are criminals, which they said we were going to get rid of all the criminals. And you're supposed to get rid of the criminals, but then they make ICE have to go hunt them down instead of just saying, hey, we're releasing the criminals that are illegals and want to grab them and get them out of the country. So they lie nonstop if you don't notice. They say, oh, wait, we're all for getting rid of the criminal illegal aliens, except for the ones that they served their prime. They got out of prison after serving their time for crime. So they served their time, so they get to stay now? No, they got to go. In a statement, Homeland Security Assistant Secretary Tricia McLaughlin said the department last week sent letters to Democrat attorney generals in the 3 states asking them to stop fucking over ICE. And Illinois and New York refused to inform ICE when undocumented criminal immigrants are released from jail or prison to be transferred to ICE custody for deportation. California did not respond to the letter. Hey, Daniel Gagax, what's up, man? Glad you got done. This is a good game. I hope so. President Trump, a Republican, what does it matter, launched an aggressive enforcement campaign after taking office in January. Shouldn't even have been up for debate. The law is the law. They got to go. Pledging to deport millions of immigrants in the U.S. illegally. No, they're illegal aliens. All of them got to go. These dangerous sanctuary policies, often combined with cashless bail for serious crimes, allows criminal legal aliens back into the street where they can harm and rape, murder, pillage. Hey, what's up, Fran VT? How's it going? McLaughlin said that ICE sent follow-up letters to the 3 states on Friday informing them the agency will seek the assistance of the Department of Justice. The Office of the Illinois Attorney General refused to accept the letter, she said, adding, the sanctuary state policies have impeded the federal government's ability to enforce immigration law. Oh. McLaughlin said DHS had so far arrested more than 400,000 illegal aliens, 70% of whom apprehended by ICE had criminal charges or convictions. Wow. What do you know? What do you know? What do you know when you see? This is how the U.S. News and World Report says that U.S. warns sanctuary states to aid deportation. They're not asking for aid. They're saying, hey, listen, if you're going to release these guys from prison, give us a call. Let us know you're releasing them so we can come grab them. That's all it is. And they're refusing to do that. If that doesn't make everybody so pissed that these criminals that they release, then they hurt more people, commit more crimes, that this wouldn't have happened if they just picked up the phone, called. Yeah. Homeland Security Saturday warned California, New York, and Illinois. So we read all this. California didn't respond, so we know. And then here we go. We got this is going to go. Got Gavin Newsom signs legislation attempting to ban face coverings for federal agents at a time when violence against ICE is at an all-time high. The law also requires any officer to identify themselves at all times and shield agents and illegal aliens healthcare information, whatever this is. Trump and Stephen M. have shattered that trust that spread fear across America. And, Gavin's about to learn what federal supremacy means. Assembly Bill 49 prohibits schools from allowing immigration enforcement officers on campus without a warrant. Bill 627 prohibits federal and local law enforcement officers from wearing face masks while conducting their duties. The state of California has no authority over federal officials. And Bill 805 requires that law enforcement officers identify themselves while conducting their duties. Bill 81 prohibits immigration enforcement from entering restricted areas of a health facility without a judicial warrant or a court order. And Bill 98 requires schools and higher education institutions to send community notifications when immigration enforcement is on campus. So they're basically demanding people to impede and basically send out alerts so they can get their people there to protests. This is what they're putting into the law in California.
AB, right here. Sir. Okay, you already said. All right. It's AB 49. Just sign it off. Thank you. SB 81. SB 98. SB 805. And SB 627, the anti-masking law. Thank you. AB.
Both Attorney General Dillon and U.S. Attorney Esley have confirmed nothing will change on federal agents' parts. Masks stay on. Gavin Newsom, you failed. Gavin Newsom's new draconian law banning face coverings for ICE agents and federal law enforcement has no effect on the feds per a new directive from the U.S. Attorney. Have you ever read the Constitution, Gavin Newsom? The mask stays on. I've directed our federal agencies that the law signed today has no effect on our operations. Our agents will continue to protect their identities. When can we expect California to pass a law banning Antifa members from wearing masks while committing state and federal crimes? I'll wait, the attorney said. U.S. Attorney said. And then Newsom's mask ban for ICE agents is pure political theater. SB 627 can't override federal authority, because it can't. The Constitution isn't a suggestion, Gavin. Esley's right. Federal ops won't bow to California's virtue signaling. ICE agents need autonomy to combat violent cartels and criminal networks without being doxxed. Meanwhile, where's the urgency to unmask Antifa rioters torching cities? Priorities matter. Federal law trumps state grandstanding every time, just like Trump's National Guard deployment crushed LA's chaos in June. Focus on real threats, not performative stunts. Newsom, Gavin Newsom. And the dapper detective says, wrong. The state of California has zero jurisdiction over ICE. This bill is a toilet paper, and federal agents will continue to wear masks to protect their identities from the radical leftists and Antifa, who you allow to wear masks to dox ICE. Assistant Attorney General Dillon says this is silly and futile. The state has no jurisdiction over the attire of federal law enforcement officials. Okay. Gundam Zig weighs in and said, did some digging. What might have happened was Cleary was ADA, acting and seen as acting lead with Siebert gone. Looks like Trump wants Halligan as permanent. Kind of sucks for Cleary unless she's okay taking second again. Right? We'll see. Thank you for looking it up. Yep. And this person says Gavin Newsom is a massive buffoon. The state of California has no jurisdiction over the federal government. If Newsom wants to regulate our agents, he must go through Congress. I've directed our federal agencies that the law signed today has no effect on our operations. Our agents will continue to protect their identities. When can we expect California to pass a law banning Antifa members from wearing masks while committing state and federal crimes? Good question. Gavin Newsom is right now signing legislation to try and further protect illegal aliens from deportation in California. This comes to after today he directly threatened the life of DHS Secretary Newsom. Also, see that guy to the right of him? That's child predator Scott Wiener of San Francisco. Oh yeah, see that tall guy? That's Scott Wiener. Look at that. This big, tall, creepy-looking dude with the glasses. That's Scott Wiener.
Some of our hospitals, some of our public hospitals, where we saw and heard of ICE agents coming in, and people were unaware of what they could do. Part of what the county's been doing is trying to make sure that there are protocols and training in place, and to do the very best so that we don't compromise privacy, information, HIPAA laws that also protect those patients. That's that we have to.
Mm-hmm. See, California trying to do everything they can to protect their slaves because that's it. Illegal immigrants are modern day slaves, and the Democrats have always liked their slaves and they want to keep them. I talked about Destiny trying to copy Charlie Kirk's shtick. Destiny is not as likable. I saw he went somewhere and people were just calling him out, asking him and calling him a cuck and saying all types of stuff. I saw he tried to pull it with the tent and everything. He's flailing and he's not really worth you know. And here's the AP. He says, California bans most law enforcement officers from wearing masks during operations. California became the first state to ban most law enforcement officers, including federal immigration agents, from covering their faces while conducting official business under a bill that was signed Saturday by Governor Gavin Newsom and swiftly denounced by the Trump administration. Yeah, I don't know. You know, they know it's not going anywhere. They're just doing it because then they can say, we did it. We're doing this. We're fighting back. But see, the problem is going to be now what they're doing is basically they're authorizing their citizens to think that they can do something, like they're going to be saying, you got a mask or you got to do this. The law says this, and they're just causing more people that are going to get arrested for violating federal law for assaults and stuff. The ban is a direct response to the recent immigration raids in Los Angeles. So they're basically saying California is an open rebellion. They should be declared as a seditionist state. All of their members of Congress and the Senate should be expelled, just like happened during the Civil War. They should be barred, and all their funds should be seized, and they should be basically, we should send like a modern day Sherman to California to run it because they're an open rebellion. They're all seditious conspirators. Mm-hmm. And the raids prompted days of protests led by, that led Trump to deploy the National Guard. Newsom said at the news conference where he signed the bill, flanked by lawmakers and education leaders and immigrant community members, that California is unique and that 27% of its residents are foreign born. Yeah. By how many of them are illegal aliens? You're saying 27% of them are illegal aliens. That's crazy. We celebrate diversity. Yeah, send a dictator like Rome did. That's what we need to do. Seriously. The Democrat governor said the state is pushing back against the practice of ICE agents without identification or badge numbers detaining people on the streets. Not up to them. The impact of these policies all across this city and state and nation are terrifying. It's like a dystopian sci-fi movie. Unmarked cars, people in masks, people quite literally disappearing, no due process, no rights. These are all lies. They get due process. They get an immigration court. No right in a democracy. We have rights. Immigrants have rights. And they have the right to stand up and push back. No, illegal aliens don't have a right to be in the fucking country, man. They have no legal right to be here. Damn it. But it's unclear. See how they bury this? But it's unclear how or whether the state can enforce the ban on federal agents. What are they going to do? Issue a fine? Like Portland thinks they're going to fine the ICE facility? They don't have that authority. Trump officials have defended the use of masks, saying immigration agents face strident and increasing harassment in public and online since carrying out the enforcement. Anybody with eyes has seen what's been going on. Obscuring their identities is necessary for the safety of the agents and their families. Acting attorney for the Southern District of California said on social media that the state does not have jurisdiction over federal government, told his agencies that mask ban has no effect on their operations. Hey, Gundam Zig, what's up, buddy? How you doing? Wait, wasn't he already here? I saw you already. Wait, what's going on? He also criticized Newsom's comment on X saying Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem is going to have a bad day, adding that there is zero tolerance for direct or implicit threats against government officials. He referred to matters to Secret Service, which said in a statement also on X that it could not comment on a specific case but must investigate any potential threats. And DHS criticizes California law. Yeah, so McLaughlin, the Assistant Secretary for Public Affairs, called despicable and flagrant attempt to endanger our officers. While our federal law enforcement officers are being assaulted by rioters and having rocks and Molotov cocktails thrown at them, as sanctuary politicians trying to outlaw officers wearing masks to protect themselves from being doxxed and targeted by known and suspected terrorist sympathizers. Right? These people are all terrorists. Men and women of federal immigration agencies put their lives on the line to arrest violent, criminal, illegal aliens. Rhetoric like Newsom's has contributed in the surge of assaults. Newsom countered that concerns about doxing agents or publishing their personal information are unfounded and unproven. Oh, really? There's an assertion that somehow there's an exponential increase in assault on officers, but they will not provide the data. It's fucking on video, man. We've seen it. Yeah, it is, right? It's amazing how many people really don't understand the Constitution, yet they cite it. And they say, like, in our democracy, it's like, well, it's a constitutional republic. You might want to check it out. The ban applies to various face coverings, including some exceptions. Yeah, the only exceptions are the medical masks and that, or tactical gear doesn't apply. Oh. And it doesn't apply to the state police. So the bans are only for the federal agents, not the state police. They can wear stuff. Democrats in Congress and lawmakers in several states, including Tennessee, Michigan, Illinois, New York, Massachusetts, Pennsylvania, have introduced similar proposals calling for mask bans. Proponents of the California law said it's especially needed after the Supreme Court ruled this month that the Trump administration can resume its sweeping immigration operations. What do you think the Supreme Court's going to say about this? I really hope one of your idiot local cops, like one of your meter maid ladies, tries to go up to the feds and tell them, hey, take the mask off or do something. Just pay attention to what happens. Hey, Terry with $5 says, here you go. No questions asked. That puts us $5 closer to the goal and $5 closer to Bellavision. Right now, we are $60 away from the first additional hour or Bellavision, unless we get a donation of $25 or greater, and then Bellavision gets activated immediately. Right, ice, baby. Bum, 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 ba-da-dum, bum. Yeah, Antifa can wear masks, though, because they're the stormtroopers of the Democrats. Yeah, someone needs to unfuck America, definitely. Mm-hmm. Constitutional law expert Erwin Szymanski at the University of California also defended the legislation. Federal employees still have to follow general state rules, unless doing so would significantly interfere with the performance of their duties. For example, while on the job, federal employees must stop at red lights, he wrote in an opinion piece for the Sacramento Bee. Yeah, so he thinks that if a federal agent is got their lights on, that the regular cops could pull them over. Is that what he thinks? Yeah. Yeah, I saw that stuff with Charlie Sheen, so it seems like all that stories about Corey Haim was true, like on the set of Lucas, that supposedly Charlie Sheen did nasty things to him. So yeah, so they think this is going to work. They're idiots. You know, California bans masks meant to hide law enforcement officers' identities. Yeah. Traffic laws equal constitutional attorney. Yeah, right? It's ridiculous. California Governor Newsom signed a law banning law enforcement from wearing masks on duty, except for things like riot gear, medical masks, or undercover work. Saying it's the first bill of its type in the country. Yeah, because it's retarded and it's unconstitutional. You don't have the authority over federal government. So let's keep trying. And they're hiding accountability and any transparency and oversight. That's Trump's America. I don't know. I'm gonna tell you right. Anybody who votes for these people, you really should look in the mirror and think what you're trying to do. What are you doing to this country? Oh, you're saying Unfuck America is Destiny's group following Turning Point USA? Well, Destiny should be more worried about unfucking his wife with that. He let that guy fuck his wife in front of him and thought it was funny. So he probably should stop that. That's pretty stupid. The law called the sponsors the No Secret Police Act. Anyway, no, I will not donate to you. And it says California becomes the first state to ban law enforcement face coverings. The first state to ban most law enforcement, including federal immigration agents, from covering their faces. It's unclear how or whether the state can enforce the ban on federal agents who have been carrying out those raids. A Homeland Security official called the legislation despicable in a statement. News break, just so everyone knows, they can't. But here's Newsom too. We have zero tolerance for direct or implicit threats against government officials. I referred this matter to the Secret Service and requested a full threat assessment. That's right. Kristi Noem is going to have a bad day today. You're welcome, America. This is exactly the type of language that they said about Charlie Kirk before they killed him, them trans. Yeah, that's right. Destiny is a libtard flamer cuck. Yes, he is. I think he's a homosexual, actually, but which is fine. You can be a homosexual. Then why get married and just use your wife to get yourself access to another man? That seems weird and creepy. Just go do what you're gonna do. Don't do that stuff. That's just gross. Really gross stuff, man. Gross. Super gross. So anyway, here we go. So then the Secret Service says that the statement on the U.S. Attorney's referral regarding social media posts directed at Supreme Secret Service protectee Kristi Noem. Our field offices in receipt of the Department of Justice communication to preserve operational integrity. We are not able to comment on specific protective intelligence matters. However, the U.S. Secret Service must vigorously investigate any situation or individual, regardless of position or status, that could pose or be perceived as posing a threat to any of our protectees, especially in a politically charged climate such as this. Yes. Well, there is direct proof that Destiny is in fact homosexual. Well, I mean, probably, Oh, it's not gay if your wife watches. I guess maybe for them, I don't know. So yeah, so there's that. The Daily Caller reports that after Governor Newsom's press office posted this ominous message directed at Secretary Kristi Noem, acting U.S. Attorney referred it to the U.S. Secret Service for a threat assessment. Drama is hitting Destiny like a ton of Soros bricks. He's got a world of issues he's dealing with, including sexual assault and revenge porn claims. Yeah, I think he's being sued by a couple different women, too. Gavin Newsom just publicly threatened the life of DHS Secretary Nome. His complete lack of any context around his posts is extremely dangerous. Newsom knows he's inciting violence. Shame on him. Arrest him. Yeah, total karma. Yeah. You're welcome, America. So he's acting like they're going to. This is like a threat, like they're going to take her out, and they're saying you're welcome for taking out the trash, basically. It's Newsom's office posts cryptic warning unknown, prompting Secret Service referral. Governor Gavin Newsom, his press office posted on X stating that Secretary Nome would have a very bad day amid ongoing disputes over immigration enforcement in California. The post, viewed over 2 million times, drew Republican criticism as a potential threat, especially following the September 13 assassination of conservative commentator Charlie Kirk. Acting U.S. Attorney Bill Lee referred the message to the Secret Service for a full threat assessment, highlighting tensions between Newsom and the Trump administration. The story is a summary of posts on X. Team Gavin Newsom posts an apparent threat to Secretary Nome. The Trump administration responds with fire Newsom statement to the Secret Service. Yeah. Governor Gavin Newsom sparked an uproar on Saturday after his team posted a cryptic message to Department of Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem. As the Gateway Pundit readers know, Gavin Newsom has made himself the leader of the resistance against the Trump administration, particularly on the issue of illegal immigration. This feud between them has heightened ever since Trump sent ICE agents to LA to round up criminal illegal aliens this year. You don't see that as a threat? Well, that's exactly what those trannies posted about Charlie Kirk. Same thing. He's going to have a bad day, and then he did. So it's a threat. And these people, they're all connected. These people are all connected. The trans, the Antifa, the people that are writing these posts for Newsom, they're all interconnected. Soros backed. They're all commie. They're all commies. They're all Antifa. They're all the same. Perhaps with this in mind, Newsom's press team posted a tweet that many read as a threat on Nome's life. It was certainly vague enough to be interpreted that way. The post reads, Kristi Noem is going to have a bad day. You're welcome, America. That's a threat. Newsom has been trying to make a fight to raise his name value. That's right. But, I mean, with a name like Newsom, I mean, how are you going to get around Newsom? Yeah, several accounts on X posted somewhat similar statements shortly before Charlie Kirk was assassinated. For example, one account, Fuji Social posted September 5th about something big is coming soon. Charlie Kirk is going to have a very bad day. Another chud bites the dust. Yeah. This read as like a threat. This is ugly. Your keyboard warrior team may hide behind their laptops and spew this kind of vitriol, but you would never have the guts to say that to her face. Mm-hmm. The U.S. Attorney referred the threat to the Secret Service. And they're taking it seriously. They're doing a full threat investigation. They're going to probe. Yeah. Yeah. Pelosi and Newsom's family are literally old school West Coast mafia with direct ties to the mob, creation of Las Vegas, Joe Friday's days of mob stuff in California. That's right. Pelosi's father, what the hell's the name? Was the mayor of Baltimore for like 20 years. All mobbed up. DiAgostino, I think the name is. DiAgostino. You feel like it's bait just to get the right angry? Well, D'Alessandro. Okay, D'Alessandro. I knew it was something like that. I knew it was something. And this post was not intended as a threat to Noam's life. Then what was the purpose behind it? Gavin Newsom's press office post about Kristi Noem triggers Secret Service threat assessment referral. That's right. Hey, there's 105 people watching in YouTube right now. Please hit the like button if you haven't already. And if you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. Only 71 people hit the like button out of 105. I mean, we can do better than that, people. We really, really can. We can, a few more people hit the like button. It takes a second. Just, go, hey, what's up? Hit the like. Why is this? Oh, yeah, that's right. Where are we at here? Okay. That says, we California's Newsom is sniffing cocaine. That's right. Hit the like, share, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell and select all. That's right. Yeah, everyone knows. What's up, Vince? How you doing tonight? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, their press office came under intense scrutiny after posting that remark on social media. Hey, duck fat, it is what it is. Bella never gets up to pay any attention to me, so I need to get my attention from somewhere else. And Post Millennial says the U.S. Attorney refers Newsom's account to Secret Service after ominous Kristi Noem post. Yep, they referred it, and so they're investigating, and that's that. And then we got this. This is very interesting. We got the U.S. Senate votes against Senator Chuck Schumer's attempt to give a $500 million to NPR and free health care to millions of illegal aliens. That's right. They wanted free health care to illegal aliens again. They tried to give it back to them. And so the Senate, and they're talking about they want a government shutdown. The Democrats are going to shut the government down if they don't get the illegal alien money for health care for illegal aliens. They're running around saying these Americans need health care, but they're not Americans. They're illegal aliens. It says, Jim, I know they all make you mad, but wow, the language is a lot tonight. Well, I'm trying to tone it down. For some reason, I got a sore throat. Angry. I guess I could put a couple dollars in the swear jar.
Okay. On this vote, the yeas are 47 and the nays are 45. The 60 vote threshold having not been achieved, the bill is not passed.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep. So they're filibustering basically. The fact that this is even a thing tells me we should not be paying taxes. If there's so much money to spend on shit like $10,000 for security, $500 million for NPR, and free healthcare for illegals, then our taxes should be zero, right? Mm-hmm. Yep. We got this. It says Senator Schumer and Hakeem Dollar Store Timu Obama Jeffries demands meeting with Trump as shutdown looms. Mm-hmm. Because I remember when I'm 40 and I remember growing up before internet and cell phones, and I was the last generation back then. We judged people based on the content or character. I witnessed it all fall apart under Obama. You would have thought that the first African-American president would have brought the country together and solved a lot of problems, but he did everything he could to just make everything worse. To just basically rip open every wound, every racial divide, pour salt in there, kick it, step on it. Mm-hmm. What did I say wrong? Mm-hmm. Oh, wait, I can't because Democrat leadership is pressing Donald Trump for a meeting as fears mount about a government shutdown. If the ruling parties in Washington, D.C. can't agree on a funding bill, the government will shut down October 1st. Would it really be the worst thing if the government shuts down? I don't think so. Let it shut down. Who cares? Hakeem Jeffries and Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer penned a joint letter to Trump on Saturday demanding a meeting. They want to, two Karens want to see the manager. They want to speak to the manager. Yep, that Kenyon's loyalty was never to the United States. No. Mm-mm. You know, go figure they snuck in a Muslim to be a president 7 years after 9/11 by just saying, oh, no, he's, you care? I care. You care? I care. We all care. Oh, you care if the government shuts down? Well, I mean, it's not going to affect your day-to-day life at all if the government shuts down. It's really not. All the stuff they have to pay, they're going to pay. They're going to have to pay Social Security. They can't stop paying Social Security. They're going to have to pay all the Medicare. They're going to have to pay all that stuff, food stamps, all the government assistance. That money's all going to go out. Stuff that's going to get closed. It'll be like Obama, where they just shut down stuff that people saw, like things they didn't have to shut down that he did on purpose. Spent more money putting up barricades on the parks and stuff to keep people out, just to piss people off. Mm-hmm. Oh no! We write to demand a meeting in connection with your decision to shut down the federal government. Wait a minute. So they're the ones that are refusing to vote for anything. And so how it's Trump's decision. They're trying to do this mind meld game where it's like, even though not a single Democrat will vote to pass any of the spending bills, it's you that are shutting down the government. Yeah. Because the Republicans desire to continue to cut the health care of illegal aliens. The pair accused Trump of directing Republican leaders to stonewall bipartisan negotiations before expressing their unwillingness to support a dirty spending bill that continues the Republican assault on health care. Schumer and Jeffries said that Trump and Republicans will bear the responsibility of another shutdown if the agreement isn't reached by September 30th. As a result, it's your obligation to meet us directly and reach an agreement to keep the government open. No, it's not. And address the Republican healthcare crisis. There is no healthcare crisis. Trump has not met with Democrat leadership in his second term, nor has he held a private phone call. During his first term, he held the now-infamous meeting with Nancy and Schumer that developed into a shouting match. The president expressed reluctant willingness to meet with Democrat leadership last month. I will, I guess. It's almost a waste of time to meet, but they never approve anything. Yeah, they just lie and they cheat and they steal, and they're scumbags. They are. All of them. You know. Majority Leader John Thune said he's willing to meet with Schumer, but hasn't received correspondence indicating New York Senator is interested. They have something that they want to bring to us and talk about. We're certainly open to talking. Like I said before, I've been available for weeks now, Thune said. Mm-hmm. It's hard to see the rationale behind Harris' proposal. The House is considering passing a 7-week stopgap funding measure and is going into recess until after October 1st. So they really should do is they should go into recess and just let Trump do a bunch of recess appointments just to really mess with the Democrats. Move would effectively force the Senate to pass the measure in order to keep the government open, pushing Democrats to vote for Republican priorities they likely won't want. Yeah, if they shut it down, Trump can get the rest of his appointments. Does it work like a recess? Well, I think actually, I'm not sure. I think he can force a recess. I think, President. Yeah. You know, Schumer and Jeffries demand meeting with Trump. They demand it. We want a meeting. We want to see your boss. Bring us to the manager. Yeah. Two top Democrats, Chuck Schumer and Hakeem Jeffries, wrote a letter to President Trump urging a meeting to discuss the possibility of a government shutdown. We write to demand a meeting. Republicans desire to gut the health care for illegal aliens, and we want free stuff for illegals. That's what they want. They want free stuff for illegals. Mm-hmm. And the Republican majorities in the House and Senate have skipped town and advocated the responsibilities to fund the government. Really? Oh. Sunshine says, okay, y'all have fun. I'm back to being sick and bad. I just had to mention the language. I want Jim to be better than the rest and not get used to using so much bad language. It's not a problem. I try not to use the bad language as much as possible, but every once in a while it just comes pouring on out, Sunshine. So I apologize. I do my best. I try. Yeah, the Lollipop Guild demands a meeting. We want the manager to tell us what to do. We want the manager. Mm-hmm. Well, they wrote a letter. Yeah, deport all the invaders. That's what I say. Deport them all. Deports all the invaders. Mm-hmm. I am still a firm believer that Trump needs to make a public proclamation that is good for you. So libs stop. That air is good for you. So the libs stop breathing. Oh yeah. The air is good for you. Yeah, if he says air is good, that would be a problem. Mm-hmm. That's right. The illegals already get more assistance than our own vets, people with disabilities, and the elderly. That's not even mentioning our average citizens. Oh yeah, they get tons of stuff. And not only that, they steal a ton of stuff. Fraud is rampant. Yeah. Oh, Jason says, no, Jim, let the language come flowing out full force. I'm trying not to alienate anybody. I really don't. I'm a very small channel. I'm just building, growing, and trying to grow. So I don't want to make anybody run away if they are offended by the language. So I do appreciate that people might have small children listening or something, or I don't know. They didn't want, for the language. I've been noticing, like, a lot of stuff I watch, they do swear a lot, and it's kind of hard when you got small kids around. You don't want that playing in the background. So it says, Jim, did you know that North Carolina has 1.5 million, almost 2 more people than Michigan, and yet Michigan's budget is almost twice of North Carolina's, and a large portion of that extra budget is illegal aliens? Yes, yeah, it is. That's the problem. Mm-hmm. So yeah, they're worried about healthcare priorities. They want the money. They want the money put back in for illegal alien healthcare. That's what they want. That's what they're looking for. So the AP, same thing. Democrats demand a meeting with Trump as government shutdown looms. But these are the two guys that are going to eat the shutdown. They're trying to basically what they're doing is they're trying to switch they're like trying to play games and get them because the media is all on the Democrat side. The media is going to parrot whatever the Democrats say. So if they say, oh, it's a Republican shutdown, then they're going to say it's a Republican shutdown. They're going to blame the Republicans. That's how they do. Same thing there. We got this. It says the Senate Democrats block House passed stopgap measure as a shutdown looms. The Democrats demand free insurance for illegals and more. On Friday, the U.S. Senate rejected 2 measures to fund the government as a shutdown loom. Both measures needed 60 votes to pass. Oh, I did. I used that see you next Tuesday, didn't I? Yeah, I understand, but it was. Yeah, I'm working on it for Doxy Mom. I'm working on it. I know that really bothers women. I should probably tone that one down, not use it. Mm-hmm. The Senate rejected a Trump-backed House passed stopgap bill 44-48 and blocked a Democrat version 47-45. So the Senate rejected a Trump-backed House passed stopgap bill 44-48 and blocked a Democrat version 47-45. Well, this is confusing to me because isn't there like 53 Republican senators? So how is it that? So there's clearly the 44-48 was clearly one Republican senator at least was voting against the Republicans in that bill. And where's the other people that are missing? Where are these other Republicans? Where are they? Why aren't they there? The Trump-backed stopgap bill would have funded the government until November 21st. Democrat Schumer's version of the measure to avert a shutdown would have funded far-left NPR and other Marxist pet projects. Well, Democrat Senator John Fetterman voted with Republicans, and Republican Senator Rand Paul voted with Democrats. Oh, go figure. When you got Republicans that vote like Democrats, what are you going to do? Fetterman seems like honestly, the only Democrat that actually has any brains. And it's weird considering that he had a stroke and has brain damage. Like, maybe we need more Democrats to have strokes. Maybe that's the only way their brain gets right. Did I hear the call of Mama? What's wrong? Mama. Oh, Mama Pillow. Oh. What's up, Mama Pillow? How you doing? Rachel says, doesn't bother me when it's directed at the see you next Tuesdays. Okay. If anyone believes that we're on a rocket sled to autocracy, why would we hand a shuttered government over to President Trump or to Vought at the OMB? Yeah, like, don't they like if the government is shuttered, like they say, like Trump has wide latitude to do all types of stuff if there's a government shutdown. Like, he can get crazy with firing people and furloughing them. So go ahead, play games and watch what happens. After the Senate leaves on Friday, senators will be taking a week-long recess. The Senate rejected both the House-passed short-term government funding measure and a Democrat alternative on Friday as the clock ticks towards a shutdown. Both resolutions needed 60 votes to be adopted. The Democratic package was rejected 47-45, and the House-passed version went down 44-48. Democrat Senator John Fetterman voted for both, and Republican Senator Rand Paul voted against both. Well, here's the thing, too. I didn't think budget things needed 60 votes. I thought they only needed a simple majority to pass budget stuff. Hey, whatever. The House-passed version put forward by Republicans would extend. Wait, what happened to the big, beautiful bill? I thought the big, beautiful bill was supposed to fund everything this year. What the hell is going on? The House-passed version we put forward, Republicans would extend government funding at current levels until mid-November and includes new funding for government official security. The Democrat resolution also includes additional security funding, but it only extends funding until October 31st. It extends enhanced Affordable Care Act subsidies set to expire at the end of the year. Oh, seeds of subsidies to illegal aliens. It's been exposed that Chuck Schumer and Democrats are demanding free health insurance for illegal aliens, $500 million for NPR, and a $1.5 trillion spending increase in exchange for averting a government shutdown. No way, stand strong. Christina Lala. What's up, Christina Lala? How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Senate rejects House stopgap bill to avoid government shutdown. You hate when you're typing in a chat and I forget what the point or the punchline was. Yeah, it happens though. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Yeah, the bill was defeated. So we already read all this stuff, so I'm just going to move along. All right. Here's a story. It says, a 22-year-old landscaper was shot and killed during an argument with a neighbor over grass clippings. That's right. Ohio police say the 22-year-old Tanner Staggs was blowing grass when some landed on a neighbor's car. So he had his air, they got, if you ever have landscapers, they cut grass and they use the air blower to blow the grass off the street back into the lawn and stuff like that to clean the streets off and stuff like that. An argument reportedly broke out between Staggs and a neighbor. Staggs was rushed to the hospital and later died. 36-year-old Travis Jackson was charged Friday with 2 counts of murder, 2 counts of felonious assault, and a firearms charge. Yeah. Yeah. The rules have changed, Jim. Nothing is as it was. And yes, the big, beautiful bill was supposed to avert this mess. So I'm asking what's really going on. Yeah, I don't know. I thought the big, beautiful bill was supposed to be a whole year of funding or something like that, but I guess it wasn't. Like, what's going on? How are they looking for more spending? It's weird.
I'd be interested to hear what the conversation was that led up to the shots being fired, because that's, to me, it's silly. The guy's out here just doing a job and then gets harassed and ultimately, shot by somebody not even involved.
That's crazy, right? We're going to look into more of this. So Jason Lizette says, here's $10, a small donation to keep the show going. Keep up the good work, Jim. Thank you very much. I greatly appreciate it. That's going to go towards the goal. And that puts us $10 closer. So that takes us to, we're only $50 away from the first additional extra hour of the evening and Bellavision. And as everyone knows, if any single donation of $25 or greater comes in, that is an automatic Bellavision for the night. It could be gifted memberships. It could be Rumble Rants. It could be Super Chats. It could be Cash App. It could be PayPal. It could be locals. Anything. And then we're going to go from there. But thank you very, very much. Yeah, thanks, Jason. That's awesome. That's exactly why I'm losing trust in these right-wing media influencers not telling the truth. Yeah, I don't get it. I don't know what's going on. I thought I was told. Yeah, I know. Well, yes, cocaine is very expensive, and it takes a lot to keep me going. You're asking which is the victim? Are you really asking which is the victim? Is that really your question? Bellavision, what does Bella look like? Bella is, it's a mystery. Do I accept IOU? What, you're going to tell me you'll gladly pay me Tuesday for a hamburger today? Mm-hmm. Over grass clippings. Absolutely insane. I don't even have to guess who the shooter was. The usual suspects. Yeah, white supremacy is not the problem. People who can't control their emotions and solve problems with violence is. So this is the shooter. That's the shooter. Mm-hmm. So here's the story. Yeah, Bella is a stuffed dog. This is who Bella is. Bella is beautiful. Mm-hmm. Yes, please donate to keep Jim's cocaine habit going. That's right. Bella is a stuffed dog, not a stuffed animal, but a literal stuffed dog. And it's not real, but we play along with the charade because it helps Jim to get through things. That's right. Kind of like, did you ever see the movie? I don't know if you guys ever saw the movie Psycho with, Anthony Perkins played, and he go see his mother. She was just a stuffed woman in a chair. That's Bella. They go have me and Bella eat ice cream. No. What happened? What happened? What is going on? I did not want the next. Why is it going to the next story? What the fuck is going on? What is happening?
Above and beyond in the class.
I don't know what's happened. What is this thing keeps going and changing on me?
Of the month. Nominations open October 1st.
We now know the name of a landscaper shot and killed after an argument over grass clippings. Dunham's Lawn Care LLC confirmed on their Facebook page that their employee, 22-year-old Tanner Staggs, was killed in Dayton yesterday. It happened on Indiana Avenue around 11 a.m. Police say Staggs was working in the yard of a home when he got into an argument with a neighbor. The suspect, now identified as Travis Jackson, reportedly got a gun and shot Staggs, who died at the hospital. The Montgomery County Prosecutor's Office says Jackson is facing murder and felonious assault charges. No word yet on when Jackson will appear in court.
Sign here.
Can I see what it's going to look like first?
Okay. So it says the Montgomery County Prosecutor's Office has announced what charges it will be pursuing in Thursday's killing of a landscaper in East Dayton. The Dunham's lawn care worker, Tanner Staggs, was fatally shot Thursday morning outside the home his crew had been working on Indiana Avenue. According to police, the neighbor of the home being worked on came out and began arguing with the landscapers, leading to gunshots at 11 a.m. Medics tried to treat Staggs at the scene, but he was transported to Miami Valley Hospital, where he died of his injuries. Travis Jackson, the neighbor, allegedly fired the weapon, was arrested immediately without incident. Was charged with approved 5 charges: murder while committing felonious assault, causing serious physical harm, felonious assault with a deadly weapon, felonious assault causing serious body harm, and discharge of a firearm over prohibited premises causing serious body harm. And so let's see here. There's a couple things I missed up. So who was the second victim? I think it's the way they charge things. There was only one victim, but the way they charge it is weird. Norman Bates. Yes, Norman Bates. Yes, I have a fishing line attached to big toe connected to Bella for movements. Yes. A mom in the rocking chair. Yes. He says if cocaine is expensive, that means the supply is low. Well, they've been blowing up boats coming into the U.S., so price is going to keep going up. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Bella needs a treadmill. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he wouldn't even hurt a fly. Mm-hmm. He'll just sit there and let the fly on him. Mm-hmm. Yeah, for $75, I will crouch in the corner, hunched over like Gollum, stroking Bella and saying, "My precious, my precious." I don't know about that. That's a little extreme. That might take a little more than that. You're late. Did someone get killed for grass clippings? Yes, someone got killed over grass clippings. A landscaper got murdered because he was, after they cut the lawn, they got the air blower. They're blowing the grass. A grass clipping blew and touched the guy's car. So, yeah, white privilege is horrible. We got to do something about all this white supremacy. We really do. Just stop it. How dare he blow grass clippings? You could be assaulted with a blade of grass, I guess. Yeah, maybe the grass was actually marijuana, that kind of grass. Maybe he was upset that he was trying to steal his weed. Tanner had always a positive attitude, was a good team player, and we got along with others, and was patient, understanding, and a leader among our crew. He was a young man with so much life ahead of him. His passing leaves an unimaginable void for his loved ones, our team, and the entire landscaping community. It says, Patrick says, I watched a young urban fellow crash his Mercedes into a guy and try to drag him out and fight him because on the freeway he sprayed his washer fluid to clean his windshield and it got on the other guy's car. Yeah. Blade of grass hit him, so he hit him with lead. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. White people need to stop killing. Oh, wait, never mind. White privilege denied again. And once they say declining charges, so if a jury won't convict on the top charge, lesser charges can be applied. Yeah, that's what they do. They do like these weird stuff. They play games. So Post concludes by asking people to keep his family and friends in their thoughts during this heartbreaking time, and also ask for patience for the team due to emotional stress they were under. So yeah, they're like, hey, if we don't get by to cut your lawn, maybe we'll stop using the equipment. Trial in March in the 2024 death of the Uber driver, Nears. If I remember this case, I think it was an old guy that had like dementia, and the Uber driver came to his door and he thought he was trying to rob him. So he's like, get off my property, get out of here, and shot him or something. So. Here is the MSN story. It says basically, Lawn care employee identifies the 22-year-old employee shot and killed over the argument over grass clippings. This is the guy that got killed. He looks very happy. The lawn care company identifies the 22-year-old shot, killed in an argument over grass clippings. The landscaper who was shot and killed during an argument with the neighbor on Thursday was identified by the company that he worked for. It says they love the pile on the charges of force you take a plea deal, then they get a conviction, you have to pay them rent. Yeah. Gundam says, when those twat waffles wake me with the damn leaf blowers, I might call ICE. If broom and rake is good enough in the army, it's good enough for them. Behaving on the language for you YouTubers. Yeah, unfortunately, he's not fibbing. It happened on US 10, just west of downtown Detroit. Dude was mad because he had just washed his Mercedes, so of course the smart thing was to total it. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I've had seen people that, like, if you put your windshield wipers and they're behind you in the water, I've seen people come up and flip people off and do that for. And it's like, what are you doing? Oh, that's going to happen. Yeah, 22-year-old Tanner Shuggs was shot and killed on Thursday. But our heavy hearts that were devastating news. He was working on Indiana Avenue on Thursday morning. Police on the scene said he was blowing grass when some of it landed on a neighbor's car, and it reportedly led to an argument between the neighbor and Staggs, which resulted in the neighbor shooting Staggs. The 22-year-old was rushed to Miami Valley Hospital where he died. Staggs' employer said he was always positive, yeah. As shown on News Center 7, Gus Sinclair said that the man who shot Staggs was not in his yard when he opened fire. He had shot towards the house where the landscaper were on the sidewalk, and he was in the street. The suspect in the shooting was taken into custody. Well, would it have made a difference if he was on his property when he was shooting people? Would that be like stand your ground? Like, he blew grass on my car. I get the blam bam. So I started blasting. That seems crazy to me. Seems crazy to me. Seems out and out crazy to me. Seems kind of crazy to me. I don't know where we stand with all that stuff. So, okay. Hey, there's 120 people watching right now on YouTube, and only 89 people hit the like button. So why don't you please take a couple seconds and hit the like button? You know, it helps with the algorithm. It really does. Helps me out. At least you can do if you like it. You know, just say hello. How you doing? Give me the like. The guy lost his life over nothing. Yeah, some grass clippings. Wow, that's a shame. That's a shame. It really is. And this, I don't know if you guys remember that stabbing that happened in Texas at the track meet. The guy named Carmelo Anthony who stabbed the other kid, which unfortunately I don't remember the victim's name. So, anyway, he has an uncle. Carmelo Anthony's uncle, Kevin Hayes, reacts after a newly released song by MAGA rapper Forgato Blow and country singer J.J. Lawthorne titled Good versus Evil has gone viral. Kevin Hayes used the same threatening words as Carmelo Anthony just before stabbing Austin Metcalf in the heart. Start something, start it, and see what happens to you. The lyrics mention Austin Metcalf living his life at a track meet and lack of accountability. I have heard that these people have been threatening to.
What's up? Forgato Blow. Donald's nephew on Instagram. What's up? You gonna hang who? You gonna hang what? You ain't stupid, little boy. You know how to start something. Start it. And see what happened to you. Come on, man. I love Dr. King, but you're gonna make me go Malcolm X. I promise. Do what you gotta do.
Malcolm X got shot by a shotgun by black people at speaking in Brooklyn.
With all that Forgato Blow, J.J. Lawhorn, whatever your name is. Yeah, with all that. Now add them for me. You ain't stupid. You know how to start a fight. You hang who? Hang what? Try it. What's up?
So yeah, so this is the uncle supposedly of the guy who stabbed Austin Metcalf, Carmelo Anthony, basically threatening people who wrote a song about this stuff. So, you know, that's the society we live in. Link to the song here. I'm not going to play it. I'm listening to Jasmine Crockett in mail form. Stop stalking his family. Go live your life. Worry about your nephew. What is this? Stop stalking this family? What? Nobody's stalking the family. Mm-hmm. Duncan Felony says, if you're paying more than 4 or 5 bills for an ounce of white girl, you're being taxed. Hit a cracker up. I got you. Really? How much anestetol is in that? Got to be at least half for that price. Just checking. Heard something. Let's see here. Yeah, stay strapped, people. The government will not save you. That's right. No speak Hulu. Okay. You want to see the Austin Metcalf footage? They come out and said multiple people filmed it on their phones. Yeah, there's a reason. Don't put that on the screen. Oh Jesus. Well, I thought you were advertising, trying to give you family business. Okay. All right. This is a white 15-year-old had his spine broken in 2 places after a black player for the opposing team performed a wildly illegal, unprovoked body splash at a junior varsity football game in Michigan this week. Wow, this sounds pretty bad. Mm-hmm. What does race have to do with it? From hockey rinks to track meets, pro wrestling rings, JV football, home invasions to public transportation and surveillance video, the body cams, virtually every instance of we see comes from pattern recognition is a fundamental. Okay, let's see. I wanted to see this. Like someone sent this to me, so see.
You can see the moment the player wearing number 73, who plays for Kalamazoo Central, jumps on the Lakeshore player. You can see the moment the player wearing number 73, who plays for Kalamazoo Central, jumps on the Lakeshore player.
Well, I mean, that's a crime, ain't it? Play was over. It's not accidental. It was done with intent. Should be attempted murder. It's criminal in the red. Should be arrested and charged. Yeah, I mean, I don't have any. I don't know. I mean, I don't see how it's not a crime. I really don't. I don't see how it's not a crime. It seems very bad. Seems very bad. We got this one. It says Wisconsin parents accused of keeping 6 kids aged 2 months to 9 years in a locked, filthy storage unit. I don't think either one of them will be playing football anymore. I mean, the children survived on food from local organizations, food stamps, and $2,000 per month in Social Security benefits. What? Sounds like children survived on food from local organizations, food stamps. Wisconsin parents accused of keeping 6 kids aged 2 months to 9 years in a locked, filthy storage unit. The children survived on food from local organizations, food stamps, and $2,000 per month in Social Security benefits. And supposedly, it broke his spine in 2 places. I don't know. Charles Dupriest, 33, and Azia Zielinski, 26 were arrested and each charged with 6 counts of child neglect, including 4 felonies involving children under 6. DePriest is a registered sex offender. He also faces a charge of being a felon in possession of a firearm. Zielinski said her children had been living in the storage unit for about 6 weeks. Authorities found an orange bucket of urine in the middle of the dark room. The only light in the unit came from a narrow crack beneath the garage-style door.
We have your children stating that they had no food, that the only food they found was from the garbage. They didn't have a bathroom. They used a bucket.
According to this criminal complaint, Milwaukee police officers were called to a storage unit inside store safe after reports of a child crying inside. When officers opened the unit, they found a bucket containing urine in the middle of the room and 6 children aged 9, 7, 5, 3, 2 years old, and a 2-month-old baby. The oldest child told officers that they lived in the storage unit 50% of the time. He identified 33-year-old Charles DePriest and 26-year-old Zia Zielinski as their parents. The 9-year-old told officers his parents would drink tequila and vodka, become drunk, and slump over. He also told officers DePriest would often discipline them with whoopings, including one with such force that his lips began to bleed. Officers found DePriest and Zielinski in a black Ford SUV in the parking lot with their dog, along with a firearm. Zielinski told officers the family was living at Joy House, a shelter in Milwaukee, before they were kicked out after she gave birth. In a statement sent to CBS 58, Milwaukee Rescue Mission, which operates Joy House, stated the family had stayed with them in 2023 and 2025. A spokesperson told CBS 58 the family had secured permanent housing before leaving Joy House. According to the criminal complaint, the family received $2,000 a month in Social Security benefits. In intake court, the state asked for a $1,000 signature bond, but the intake commissioner disagreed, stating she had a big objection.
And what's more disturbing than all of that are the statements that both you and father had made, that you and the children could have stayed with family members.
How is it only $1,000 to get out of jail? I mean, this is what is going on. What is going on in this? What is going on in this country? What is going on? A $5,000 cash bond was set for Zielinski. The state recommended a $10,000 cash bail for DePriest. Ugh. Some people should be banished to a deserted island and drop ship supplies once a week. These cannot live in harmony with civilized society. I hope they throw the book at the couple. No children should have to endure the hell these children went through. Seems like a nice couple. Them targeted voters, future leaders. Silence is consent. God saveth them while in prison. And what do you know? Yeah, she's crying because she got caught. Yep. Yep. No punishment's good enough for that. Yep. Yeah, a real winner. Yeah, well, I don't know, because it said cash. Maybe because it's a cash bond. I don't know how it works. Probably only 10%. So if it's 5,000, it's $500, and 10,000 is 1,000. Should be, but it should be the whole amount. But we'll see. I don't know. I see the police conference on Thursday. I believe it was Michigan, where the police officers that they need to pulling criminals over, not chasing them. Yeah, that's Minnesota. I played it last night. It's the Hennepin County, because the Hennepin County district attorney is refusing to charge anybody if they get pulled over for a traffic violation and they find like 50 kilos of cocaine sitting on the seat. They're like, nope, we're not charging it because you shouldn't have pulled them over or something. Yeah, it's Jeff. It's Minnesota, Hennepin County, Minnesota. Where all that George Floyd stuff happened. Go figure. Yeah, it's very unbelievable. We got the UFC champion's son charged with felony assault for viral beatdown of pro wrestler in a stunt that went wrong. So they're calling that a stunt. They're calling the Raja Jackson's beatdown in the ring, where he beat the guy into a coma, as a stunt gone wrong.
Happy birthday, Grandpa.
Come on. Oh, this is not. Okay. Former UFC fighter Rampage Jackson's son, Raja, was arrested for the alleged brutal beatdown of a professional wrestler that was live streamed. Why did it take so long? Last month, he climbed into the ring and body slammed Stuart Smith, known professionally as Psycho Stu, before beating the apparently unconscious wrestler at the Knock X Pro Wrestling Academy. The assault was widely viewed online in footage live streamed Saturday and disseminated across social media. Yeah, Rampage Jackson. I will say he was pretty good in the A team. Yeah, it only took 3 weeks to charge him. Jackson was booked on a felony charge of being held on a $50,000 bail. The academy said Jackson was assaulted Smith during a match, going off the normal script to commit the beating. Jackson threw at least 20 punches to the head of the apparently unconscious wrestler. Alleged. You know, he wanted to F him up. Yeah, that's what he said. He sustained serious head injury, trauma to both the upper and lower jaws, a laceration of the upper lip, and a fracture to the maxillary bone. And unfortunately resulted in the loss of several teeth. Knock X Pro Academy posted a statement on its Facebook page condemning Jackson's assault. There's Quentin Rampage Jackson in black fighting Chuck Liddell. What was supposed to be a planned and agreed upon wrestling spot turned into a selfish, irresponsible act of violence against Mr. Smith. This egregious act is reprehensible and should never have occurred. In the 17 years of operation, Knock X Pro Wrestling Academy, there's never been anything as heinous take place as this, and we apologize to our patrons and fans. Rampage Jackson said the assault was part of a previously planned performance that went wrong after Smith apparently angered Raja by unexpectedly hitting him in the side of the head earlier in the day before the match. He didn't hit him. He went like this with the can and squeezed the can. He didn't bang him in the head. It was a wrestling thing. Raja was told that he could get his payback in the ring. I thought it was part of the show. It was bad judgment and a work that went wrong. Raja is an MMA fighter, not a pro wrestler, and he had no business involved in an event like this. I don't condone my son's actions at all. He suffered a concussion from sparring only a few days ago and had no business doing anything remotely close to physical contact. Says a trucker was arrested after young half-sisters found in a tractor trailer in New York Post from yesterday. Oh, my God. That's bad. That's bad. Rampage Jackson was the UFC light heavyweight champion from 2007 and 8. He fought for several MMA productions. He also worked as a paid actor. Most notably played B.A. Baracus in the reboot of the A-Team in 2010. Which I always thought they would have done more of those A-Teams. I thought it was pretty good. Yeah, I saw that too. Joe posted the links for the memorial tomorrow. I think 1:45 is when he's going to start. And he admitted that he knew it was supposed to be staged. Utah, yeah. I think I have this. I think I have the story, but we'll see if it's the same one. Yeah, so I was wondering how long that was going to take for them to charge him. And then we got this. We got a thug in Indianapolis recorded himself graping a woman at gunpoint. And then when he was leaving her home, the victim retrieved her gun and began shooting at him, striking him one time. More police, more arrests, more prison. No more Democrats in charge of public safety.
Inside a home here on Meadowlark Drive, a woman survived a terrifying assault Tuesday afternoon. The victim claims a man walked into her home, pointed a gun at her head, and raped her while the suspect simultaneously recorded the assault on his phone. After the suspect began to leave, the woman grabbed her own gun and began shooting at her attacker. The back window of this blue Toyota parked on an adjacent street was shattered by that gunfire. A neighbor quickly called 911, and the victim eventually identified her attacker as 23-year-old Trayvon Haynes.
I know this was a very terrifying situation for this victim. But we're grateful that the victim came forward and spoke to our officers and detective and was able to get help. And again, we were able to get a violent offender off the street because of that.
In fact, just an hour after the victim said she was attacked, an alert Speedway police officer spotted the suspect's car with its hazard lights flashing along Lyndhurst and noticed the driver had been shot in the leg. Police at that scene also allegedly found a firearm in the suspect's car. IMPD praised the quick work of officers, witnesses, and the victim for solving the case.
Wow. It's terrible. Terrible stuff, man. Terrible stuff happening. Good for her. Well done. Too bad the job was left unfinished. Prison justice is next. Democrat-run cities are not safe by design. This says trucker arrested after a young half-sister found trapped in a refrigerated trailer set hypothermia-inducing 30 degrees. Yeah, what's to say? It says Trumpeter says, Jim, tell me, when is professional wrestling ever not staged? Well, I don't know, man. I saw, I don't know if you guys know who John Stossel is. He's a reporter. Used to do like these things on, I think it was 60 Minutes or something like that he was on. And he was talking to a guy by the name of Diamond Dallas Page. I don't know if you know who Diamond Dallas Page is. And then he told him he thought that wrestling was fake. And then Diamond Dallas Page proceeded to slap the shit out of him. And so I don't know. I mean, I know it's not real. There's works and it's all stuff. And then there's, shoots and there's different storylines. And then you got your heel and you got your baby face and all that stuff. So, Yeah, your neighbors call you crazy for staying strapped all the time. You should. I'm gonna tell you right now, if you are a person that's inclined to be armed and protect yourself, be armed for self-defense, there's absolutely no reason not to be armed inside your house because you spend the most time in your house. So more than likely, if something bad is going to happen, it's going to happen inside your house. Yeah, Diamond Dallas Page. I'm pretty sure that's who it was, right? It's acting. Yeah. It's like saying Evil Knievel wasn't really a stuntman. Yeah. All your weapons were lost in a boating accident. Well, that's terrible. That's terrible. You thought he broke his nose? He might have broke his nose. I know he smacked him pretty good. I have Bella for protection. I don't know, but I don't even know if Bella's here. How do we even know if Bella's here? The only way to know if Bella was here is if somebody was to donate $25 or some gifted memberships, or we get to 75, and then people would know if Bella's here. Am I aware of the Aaron Spencer case? Dad charged with murder after his 14-year-old rapist released in bond and kidnapped. Oh yeah. I know the story. I'm still waiting for updates on that because it seems to me like there's no way that guy should be charged with anything. And that's the one, if I'm not mistaken, that the judge tried to tell him they had to seal every records and had almost a year. Yeah, the judge, like, they had to sue and go to the Supreme Court to get it to open up because they they were worried that any publicity would taint the jury pool or something. Yeah, all your boats were lost in a gunning accident. Oh, that's good. Oh, look at that. Charles goes, hey, here you go. Here's 5. Jim tells you gift of membership. So that is an immediate. And that's an immediate Bella Vision right there, folks. There's Bella. And we'll do this. We'll do this. There's Bella. What is going on? Why does the camera look so off? Oh, let me fix my camera. Something is wrong with my camera. Why is it off? Anyway, there it is. Mhm. That's the best I could do. Let's see who got those gifted memberships. It says, let's see. Ken Phillips received a gifted membership. Patrick Seven received a gifted membership. Mr. K received a gifted membership. JD and 4 Doxy Mom received gifted memberships. Attorney Melanie Little is covering the Aaron Spencer case on her channel. Okay, I'll have to check that out. Bella is real wide. Yes, she is. She's very, 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 very wide. And then that $30 comes off the banner. We're going to fix this banner, take this down, hide. So we are now only $20 away from an extra hour on the show. Just $20. And we go another hour. Yeah, thank you, Charles. Yep, you're back, Mr. K. There you go. Mm-hmm. Says, Bella really is like the mom in Psycho. She doesn't even look like she's breathing. I told you. She's just stuffed. She's just there to pretend. She's my, she's my emotional support dog. That's right. That's right, Gary. Firearms are not dangerous. They're just tools. Bad people with firearms are dangerous. Listen, good people with firearms are protection. I'm at that farm. Can't help tonight. Oh, no problem. What happens if I poke her? Poke who? Bella? Bella! Bella! Hey! See? You see her move? See? Oh. See? She moved. There you go. She's alive. Mm-hmm. There you go. All right. Yep. Cars are much more deadlier than firearms. Yeah, don't poke her, she'll deflate. Oh, I won't. Yeah, taxidermy, emotional support cadaver. Mm-hmm. Sweet doggy. You feel better now? Okay, that's good. Yeah, she is annoyed now. Yeah, she's going to get me now. Yeah, that's right. The only way to stop a bad person with a firearm is with a good guy with a firearm. Let's see this. Today's headline: a trucker in Utah. A trucker in Utah was arrested after officers responding to a multi-vehicle pileup involving his tractor trailer noticed 2 sets of eyes apparently belonging to his trapped young half-sister peering out the back of his refrigerated big rig. Jacob Ortel Scott, 28, was behind the wheel of his hulking tractor trailer when a tire came loose and careened over a wall on Interstate 15 in Linden, according to the state's highway patrol. Oh, Bella is bored. Change the name to Bella News. Thank you for Doxy Mom. And so now we are only $10 away. With that $10 from Doxy Mom, we are only $10 away from 1 additional hour. Oh, there was a question earlier I forgot to answer. Somebody asked me if I was going to be covering the thing tomorrow. Where is it? But I don't know. I don't know if I'll cover the. I might stop into Joe's stream. I might pop into Joe's stream. I have 2 young grandchildren that are usually with me during the day. So I don't usually stream during the day. That's why I stream at night. Otherwise, I would stream during the day. But Bella loves to go outside in the sun. She loves to lay. She goes and lays on a chair in the sun on my lanai next to the pool. She just hangs out there in the sun. So, yeah, Bella tells you. That's what she does. She'll tell you. There you go. Get a nice close-up of her. There you go. All right, everyone good? I'll be very quiet so she doesn't move. What's the thing tomorrow? Tomorrow is the Charlie Kirk Memorial is tomorrow. Mm-hmm. How old is Bella? Bella is, let's see, 27, 18, 19, 20, 8 years old. Bella's 8. So in dog years, that means she's 56. So yeah, Charlie Kirk's memorial funeral is tomorrow. Joe's going to cover it starting at 1:45 Eastern time, and he's going to go. So I might pop on his stream if I can, pop in for a little bit just to say hi. But I will stream tomorrow night. But I'm not going to fire up a stream for that. It seems not that type of, yeah. So the tire wound up striking 2 other vehicles, causing some minor injuries. To make matters worse, a semi-truck rear-ended a nearby passenger car, which was then pushed into several other vehicles while Scott's tractor trailer was stopped. While surveying the chaotic scene, one responding trooper noticed 2 sets of eyes through the slats of a trailer, according to the court documents. Why did he see 2 sets of eyes? Wouldn't it only be 1 set of eyes? I mean, that means he saw 4 eyes. The trooper asked Scott, who looked surprised before admitting that there were kids in the trailer. Other troopers pried open the trailer and found 2 young girls. Also, there was 2 girls back there, 12 and 14, trapped inside with bedding set up and no way for them to exit, according to the affidavit. Oh my God, there was 2 girls, man. I should ring a bell when someone sends a Bellavision payment. I don't have a bell. I'm going to have to get a bell. I don't know. I guess I could do this.
I'm rich, bitch.
I don't have a bell. I need to get a bell. I'll get some kind of cash bell maybe, or something like a cha-ching or something like that, or a bell. I don't know. I don't have anything. That's about it. I guess I could do. I don't know. I guess I could do something like that. I don't know. But the thermostat inside the refrigerated trailer was set to remain at 30 degrees. I'll get a bell. I'll get a bell. I'll get a bell. The girls have been locked inside for approximately 2 hours, according to court documents. Oh my God. Their exact condition following the harrowing journey is unclear, but they were well enough to complete interviews with agents from the Utah State Bureau of Investigation and Department of Child and Family Services. A real bell would disturb Bella. Yeah, I already have a Bella. Why do I need a bell if I have a Bella? Oh, I know. I get it now. I need to get a bell for the Bella. It makes sense now. All right, I'll figure something out. Maybe get a wolf, maybe. I don't know. I'll put something on the soundboard. I'll look for it tomorrow. I'll get something set up. Lieutenant Cameron Rodden and the Highway Patrol said the girls were apparently Scott's half-sisters. Mm-hmm. And he added that they weren't being trafficked, but the bizarre circumstance was still enough to arrest him on suspicion of 3rd-degree felony aggravated child abuse. Yeah, where are the parents? Yeah, where are all the show producers? Get Jim a bell. Yeah, where are they? Where are the parents? Recorder going woof. Oh, you know what? Let me look. Hold on. I do have I have to find it. I do have a short video of her barking and talking somewhere. I'll have to figure out where it is. Next video I have playing, I'll look on my phone. Then we got this. It says breaking. New Orleans police now confirming 2 men dressed in all black, wearing ski masks, kidnapped an 8-year-old boy at gunpoint, taking him to an abandoned home, stripping him naked, and begin to photograph him. Once this says beautiful messy ball, start on Amazon will list and put a bell in it. You'll end up with 100 from us. Oh, an Amazon wish list with a bell in it. Well, I mean, somebody could always send a bell to my P.O. box if they wanted to, if they really wanted a bell. But I always get thinking about something in my soundboard that I could play. Yeah. No, but thank you very much. We are now only $5 away. We are now only $5 away from an additional hour. Got about 10 minutes to go, looks like, but $5 short. Grandkids love bells. Yeah, Bella was shaking down for cash. Yeah, she will. The grandkids will get the bell. Yep. So we have we got 13 minutes and a half minutes to get $5 to go for another hour, and we'll see what happens. Mm-hmm. The boy kicked down the door and escaped. Parents, watch your kids. Watch your kids.
This is breaking news.
And I had kicked the dude down and I had ran.
A young boy in Algiers describes the moment he says he escaped a kidnapping. Good afternoon, I'm Liz Reyes.
And I'm Meg Gatto. New Orleans police confirmed they're investigating the reported kidnapping of a young boy.
Gabby Killett spoke with the boy's mother today. Gabby.
The boy says that two men dressed in all black in ski masks kidnapped him at gunpoint on Craft Place in Algiers. He says he was walking home from the school bus stop with his 6-year-old brother. The boy's brother says he ran home to tell their mom. The 10-year-old says the abductors took him to an abandoned home on Farragut, one street over. He says there was another boy in the home who he didn't recognize. He says that the abductors made both of them strip to their underwear and were about to take pictures of them. But that's when he says the abductors walked away and he kicked open a door to make his escape.
That's brutal. All right, look at that. So we got Brian Ogden comes in with the last 5 for the first extra hour. So there we go. We hit the first goal. Thank you very much, Brian Ogden. We are now $75 away from the second additional hour. Wants to say intelligent point alert on Axe reported the shooting in New Hampshire tonight. That's what said free Palestine for opening fire in a restaurant attached to a country club. Oh shit. So it was something. We talked about was we opened up with that, Janet Hill. We opened up with that. I didn't think it was nothing. It was that was at a wedding. They started shooting up the wedding. So that's interesting. That's interesting. So let's see. Let me search right here. Hold on. Free Palestine shooting. Okay. Let's see. So we got this here. Hold on.
Honey Pot Hill Orchards all started with an apple.
Really gonna
and
you're gonna one killed, lone person of interest in custody in a country club attack. Shooting occurred in a restaurant neighboring wedding celebration. Witness said. So let's see. Let's see if there's. This is a press conference.
Scooter with the Attorney General's office, and the Attorney General's office is helping the Nashville Police Department in this investigation. We don't have a prepared statements, but we'll certainly take any questions, knowing that this is an active and ongoing investigation at this point, so the amount of information we can share is fairly limited.
Can you tell us what happened?
Yeah, at this point, again, it is an active and ongoing investigation. We issued a news release in which an adult male entered the golf course area, and there was a shooting. An adult male died. Additional people were injured, and it's currently being investigated at this point.
Is this some sort of a hate crime, or what do you believe?
So there's a lot of details that we need to figure out, and we need to know that information before we can share it, and that's one of the details that we're trying to learn.
Well, we heard that he yelled out, "The kids are okay," and "Free Palestine." So what is that?
Yeah, well, we're dealing with the facts and the information that we gather, and once we get that facts and information and have an actual motive that we can share, we'll certainly do that. But right now we get to deal with the facts and the information. For example, there was some information that there were 2 shooters. that turned out to be erroneous. We can definitively say that there is only one shooter.
Was this a targeted shooting?
Again, that's facts and information that we're trying to develop right now.
How many victims?
One adult male is deceased. There are multiple shooting victims. Again, we're trying to iron out that particular detail. Some of the shooting victims went to local fire departments, so that's why we're not sure of that detail just yet. How many people were injured in addition to the deceased male?
Is it okay to think that those victims are okay if they're at the fire department rather than the hospital?
It's too early to say at this point what exactly the condition of the non-deceased people are.
Why were they not taken to a hospital?
Again, some people went by themselves to local fire departments.
Can you tell us if the shooting was at the wedding or the restaurant?
Yeah, again, that information is still being developed, and as soon as we can share that.
Yeah, that was the problem. See, Patrick 7, I started the show with this because when I originally pulled it up and everything, it said there was a mass shooting. It said all these people were injured. It said there was 2 shooters wearing body armor and everything. So I thought this was like a big serious thing. And then all of a sudden we started watching it and it looked like it was just, it's just some shooting maybe. It was one person. It said other people were hurt in a stampede. So I kind of just blew past it. And now it's like, was he wearing a keffiyeh? I don't know. So we're going to have to see. We're going to have to keep it. It was, a banner says Nashua. It is Nashua, New Hampshire, not Nassau, Bahamas. Yeah, next time just let them play through. Crazy. Yeah, no, it's Nashua, not whatever it is. It's not Nassau, Bahamas. It's
that without interfering with the integrity of the investigation, we certainly will do that. I think there was.
Are they all gunshot wounds, or are they experiencing other types of injuries?
There were some gunshot wounds. There may be some non-gunshot wounds. Again, that's one of the details that we're still trying to figure out as part of the investigation that Nashua is actively pursuing.
Where was the suspect arrested, and how long after the shooting was he laying in wait? Had he taken off from the scene?
Yep. So no suspect has been arrested. A person of interest has been detained pending warrants at this point in time, but there has been no arrests. But we have identified all the people involved in the situation, and there is no threat to the general public at this point in time.
I guess, so is the person of interest, where were they located in relation to?
Again, that's information that we're developing, and we can share that. When we can share that, we certainly will.
Do we know the type of weapon that the suspect or person of interest had?
No, other than a firearm, no. And we also don't know if there are additional weapons involved.
Do we know if the suspected shooter was connected to the wedding or the restaurant in any way?
Yeah, again, that's one of the things that we're certainly trying to find out and trying to develop. And once we can share that, we certainly will.
Chief, I guess when you have a weapon involved, can you just talk about this was a public event? There was a wedding going on, people enjoying a night in Nashua. Can you just step to the microphone and just talk about all of this happening and night people are supposed to feel safe and have an enjoyable night?
Yeah, it's an unfortunate circumstance.
So I think one additional thing that we needed to know is that any family members are looking for family members. I think the point of meeting place is here at the Sheridan in Nashua. So if anybody is looking for any family members who might have been at any of the events at the golf course, come here and they can be assisted.
Do you know how many people were at the wedding?
Don't.
A witness said that people there at the venue tackled the shooter and took the gun away from him. Can you confirm that, or can you talk about that if you have any info?
I can't talk about that now. Again, it's still active and ongoing. The Nashua Police are doing a great job gathering evidence, finding witnesses, talking to witnesses. But this incident is only a few hours old. There are multiple witnesses that need to be talked to, multiple videos that need to be obtained and then looked at.
Okay, hold on a second. Before it gets too far away, we had a donation from that I didn't bring up. So we have a $5 donation from Allegan Hill News that says, "Did you see the Turning Point USA said the arrested person was doing advanced security for someone coming? Doesn't seem nefarious." I have the whole story. I'm still gonna pull up the story. We're still gonna go through it. So we'll go through it when the time comes. Thank you for the $5. And I did see that, but I already have it loaded up in here, so I'm gonna talk about it because it happened. So and then so we're now $70 away from a second additional hour. Okay, I do have. Let's see. I do have some stuff. Here, I'll help. Eyewitness said a customer hit him and knocked him down. All right, I have that. Let me pull it up. I have this. Let's go here. All right, let's go here. All right, so here we have this from Ed Woke. It says gunman who attacked the Sky Meadow Country Club in Nashua, New Hampshire, was shouting "Free Palestine." Yeah, why do a press conference? Just gonna stand there and say I can't talk about it? Yeah, I know. Like they're trying to just basically make everybody feel like there's nothing to be afraid of. So
You get the sense that they knew who.
Didn't hear anything. He just came out and said,
What he said.
yeah, what he said was the children are safe and, free Palestine.
What was that moment like when you heard the gunshots?
At first, I didn't realize it was gunshots. It sounded like balloons because, we were at a festivity thinking, maybe somebody popped a balloon. But then you look around, we didn't have balloons. And then it got serious because there was 2 and then 4 right away. That's what I heard anyway.
Did people start running right away?
They ducked and covered and started.
You get the sense that they knew who.
Didn't hear anything. He just came out and.
okay, so there's that. Let's see if there's some other stuff. We'll go look. There's a couple other posts here. This is okay. We got another person.
There's a big wedding going on. I thought it was a balloon. Then all of a sudden, pop, and I saw the guy with the gun. I got up immediately, hit him in the head with a chair. Another guy tackled him. He's got a pretty good cut on his head. And when I hit him in the head with a chair, he dropped his gun and ran. The wedding was in a different room. It was in a completely different room than where we were. We were in a dining room, the restaurant. And so once it happened, people from the wedding started coming out and saying, what happened? And it was nothing to do with the wedding. He just walked into the main entrance, he shot one. There's 2 bullet casings in the hallway, and then he entered the restaurant and just continued to shoot. Just paid that tab, getting ready to leave, and I heard pop. And there's a big wedding going on. I thought it was a balloon. Then all of a sudden, pop, and I.
All right. This is catching up. Wanted to stop by and say hello to everyone. All right, thanks, Colorado Mountain Girl. It's awesome. There's a guy in Agenda TV's chat is a member at that club. He said it was a Greek wedding and a disgruntled former employee. Well, why would he yell "Free Palestine"? That doesn't make sense. If it was a Palestine nut job, it would make sense to hit swanky high-end rich person's golf course to hang out, and then Palestine people always eat the rich types. Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's what this guy's just on the radio here over phone said. He hit him with a chair, and then they dropped his gun. So who knows? Yeah, I don't understand the Free Palestine stuff unless I don't know. Seems odd. Seems weird, man. I mean, you got to remember too, though, folks. Just like everything, the first 24 to 48 hours, definitely the first 24 hours is chaotic with investigations and stuff like that, and you get a lot of bad information that comes out right away. People are always trying to rush to be first to report on stuff. I generally don't like to talk about news stories as quickly, but when I saw it was 2 guys, they said were wearing body armor and everything, I was like, oh, this is a story. So you got, so that you got to be careful of. Okay. So, yeah. So, all right, everybody. Well, we are officially inside of our first additional hour. So I'm going to go into YouTube over here, and I'm going to. We got 17 seconds left on the goal. So I guess I'll wait for it to expire, and then I'll restart the goal. Okay. So I'll start a new goal for 1 hour. Okay. Started a new goal. Yeah, we need to ban assault chairs, most definitely. We started a new goal. We have another hour to go, and if we hit the goal, we'll go another hour. That's how it works. Yes, a ban assault chairs. Did you say former employees? Were they fired for saying something about Charlie? That's been happening a lot, so they made it political. I mean, that's kind of we're putting we're trying to put the cart before the horse there. I think a little bit. Let's see if there's anything else in this thread. Witness say shooter yelled "Free Palestine" before filing on club and Nashville Country Club event. A gunman stormed into the saying "Free Palestine," opened fire. One man shot in the face, multiple victims. Free Palestine is a modern Heil Hitler. Oof. Ooh. Ooh. That chair saved some innocent people. You didn't see the guy elaborate further about the former employee. Well, who? I didn't hear any statements say anything about a former employee. Let's see here. All right, hold on.
Just paid that tab, getting ready to leave, and I heard pop. And there's a big wedding going on. I thought it was a balloon. Then all of a sudden, pop, pop, and I saw the guy with the gun. I got up immediately, hit him in the head with a chair. Another guy tackled him. He's got a pretty good cut on his head. And when I hit him in the head with a chair, he dropped his gun and ran. Well, the wedding was in a different room. It was in a completely different room than where we were. We were in a dining room, restaurant. And so once it happened, people from the wedding started coming out and saying, "What happened? What happened? What happened?" And it was nothing to do with the wedding. He just walked into the main entrance, he shot one. There's 2 bullet casings in the hallway, and then he entered the restaurant.
Yeah, you're right. Hitting a guy with a chair is very kayfabe pro wrestling move. It is. It is. It makes me wonder. You send away for the boy's life, full whip or not? I don't know. I don't know what to choose. Sometimes I just don't understand you. I don't. The couple was getting married at the time of shooting. Chris Stefano and Todd Bartlettson. Well, Bartlettson doesn't sound like Greek, but maybe Stefano. One shooter now in custody. Okay. Well, that's it. That's all we have, and that's the only stuff in the thread on X for that. So, okay. So on to the if something else comes up and you guys see something else, let me know. All right. But now we're going to get into some people that have had enough. All right.
I'm just going to video.
I can't. I'm not going to do it. So
these people were
robbers are stuck inside the store. They stuck.
They're trying to get out.
In here robbing the store.
Hell no, boy. We need to these people get prosecuted and get prosecuted the right way. The court system in this.
I mean, seriously.
How y'all getting caught for real?
Oh no! Look, what they doing now?
They're trying to open the back.
they're not going to get it.
Yeah, they're not going to do it.
They still grabbing stuff like they getting out.
Man, here they come! Here they come! Here they come!
Here they come.
They got these guys. I don't know if they can do anything.
What happened to the response time of the cops?
I know,
man?
seriously,
This lady had called me.
The response time is so.
This is taking forever. So we got these guys are holding the door. We got the robbers locked inside.
We just walked out.
The robbers are stuck in the store. Boy, they just ruined their summer.
He had just walked out of here, and they came in with masks. Here
Here he comes. Oh. Hey, what is that? Yeah, you know they're scared.
Come on.
They're scared now. She's just like, yeah, might as well. Who's she talking to?
Every
Here
one
they
of you
come
is
with the
going
ladder.
through
Y'all watch it.
Oh, they're trying to break the door down.
Oh, she ran all the way around. Still, how do they think they're gonna get out?
They think they're gonna break the back door open.
Yeah, because they probably waiting for them out back too.
This was a group of people that ran in with masks, started grabbing something, and the people just locked them in there and are holding them. They were going to try to go run in, a whole group of them, to grab the stuff, and then people locked them in. But they said they've been waiting on the cops for like 10 minutes or something. They're like, "Where the hell are the police? We've been waiting for them to show up." So, and the voices sound like they're in a southern state, maybe. Like, so it's not California. They don't sound like they're in California. So I'm wondering how this is going to play out.
Really dumb robbers right here.
They're putting holes in the wall.
I mean, that's a big dude right there. What?
Big.
He's big. I'd be scared of him.
They in here breaking the.
I mean, they're
breaking the wall.
tearing this place up. That's a crazy. I dinner 19. I told you.
What is he busting the phone?
I don't know.
To the wall?
We ain't gonna be shopping here again.
Somebody called already. I don't know.
Wait, where are they?
They're back in the very back.
So yeah, so that's how that ended. I don't know. Seems like a group of people will be arrested for taking hostages. That's how warped our justice system is. No police came. I wonder if they ever did make it. The police did come. They probably lock up the people on the outside for holding someone hostage or kidnapping. No, this is how you fight back, people. And this is that other story. This is the Arizona Department of Public Safety. This is the story that about the police hate vigilantes. Yeah, well, that's not really vigilantes, is it? I don't know. Prosecutors won't charge. They didn't steal anything. Arizona Department of Public Safety has identified 42-year-old Joshua Runkles. Hey, Runkle of the Bailey, as the individual who impersonated a law enforcement officer and was armed at the site of Charlie Kirk's memorial event Sunday. He has since been released on bond. Runkle has been charged with felony impersonating a law enforcement officer, a misdemeanor carrying a weapon in a prohibited place. Bill Malusian, they are now investigating what his intentions were here, looking into his background and trying to figure out if there's any sinister motives as to why he would show up on site and pretend to be part of a security plan here. So this is this guy, all right? I think we're seeing there's two separate stories, all right? There's two separate stories here.
And John, a little bit of security news for you off the top here. Just a short time ago, we got an update from the Arizona Department of Public Safety confirming that the man who showed up on site here yesterday and was arrested armed with a gun and pretending to be law enforcement has now been charged with a felony. According to AZDPS, his name is Joshua Runkles, and he has now been charged with felony impersonation of law enforcement, as well as misdemeanor carrying a weapon into a prohibited space. They're now investigating what his intentions were here, looking into his background and trying to figure out if there were any sinister motives as to why he would show up on site and pretend to be part of the security plan here when he very clearly wasn't. Joshua Runkles has since been released on bond. As we get more details, we'll update our viewers. Also working on getting his mugshot. In the meantime, this is going to be a huge ceremony tomorrow. Glendale PD telling Fox News they wouldn't be surprised if upwards of 100,000 people show up to memorialize Charlie Kirk. Now, the arena behind us where the Arizona Cardinals play only seats about 60,000. So, John, we're looking at potentially tens of thousands of people into overflow. That overflow, we're told, would go into the nearby NHL arena where the Arizona Coyotes play. And then you have some of the biggest names in Republican politics coming out here to speak on Charlie Kirk's behalf. That includes President Trump, Vice President Vance, Erica Kirk, White House Chief of Staff Susie Wiles, and then several of President Trump's cabinet members, including Secretary of State Marco Rubio, HHS Secretary RFK Jr., Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth, DNI Tulsi Gabbard, and several other people. We also caught up with some folks who are coming from all around the country to come to this ceremony tomorrow and honor Charlie Kirk. We talked to two guys from Utah and Colorado as to why they felt it was important to make the trip to Arizona. Take a listen.
It's going to be an amazing event. One of America's greatest heroes.
As long as Charlie Kirk's name is on someone's lips, that's his legacy.
And since we've been out here in Arizona, we have been talking to people from all over the country, literally, who are making the trip here to Arizona. Just to list some of the states we've talked to, you heard Colorado and Utah there. I talked to folks last night from Pennsylvania, South Carolina. We also talked to one person who made the drive all the way out from the state of Florida. We'll send it back to you, John.
Okay. So, yeah, I don't know if it's the same person. It says statement from Turning Point USA says, I want to add a note of clarity here. This individual was doing advanced security for a known guest planning to attend the memorial service tomorrow. We do not believe this person was attempting anything nefarious. However, the advance was not done in proper coordination with the Turning Point USA security team or U.S. Secret Service. Also important to note that this was before the site had been fully sealed and locked down. Every precaution is being taken to ensure everyone's safety. Yeah, he's been arrested. Yeah, this is the story. Oh man, so that's what they're saying. I don't know how true it is. I mean, who is the person coming that this guy's? Who the hell hired that guy to do security? Yeah. And we got this. It says just in. It says one of your sons lives in Glendale. They're trying to get in. I will watch it on Charlie's channel. Yeah. It says fighter jets usually don't fly here in Arizona on the weekends. I'm suspecting the sky will be rumbling. I'm 20 minutes away from the stadium. Yes. Yes, God, I humbly pray you keep the people safe tomorrow. Keep the devil away from them, Lord. Allow them to praise you and mourn Charlie safely. Yes, definitely. They could have hired him to test the security. Maybe. I don't know. And then this man was spotted wearing a law enforcement badge, gun, and knife at the scene of Charlie Kirk's memorial. The second he noticed the camera, he tore it off and hid it. The Secret Service has identified and arrested the man. This looks like a different person. Who is this person? Huh. That's not the same guy. That's not the same guy. Mm-hmm. Different person. Yeah. It's the man if this is the man you're thinking of below, the one you posted clearly was at Uvu. You can see the letters on the wall behind him. So I don't know. That's a different person. Mm-hmm. You saw helicopters on the Colorado River. Early out there, Jim. It's only 11. He won't mind. Don't tell me it's some more blame the Jews, conspiracy nonsense. It could be. I don't know. That's the guy from Utah. Yeah, something weird. Does refuelers practice on Fridays down there, Havasu? Pen tester, maybe. I don't know. That one guy that was standing behind Charlie that everybody said was doing hand signals is somebody that's part of his entourage and says a legit solid guy. Everyone keeps saying he helped kill him. Armed suspect arrested while trying to enter stadium where Charlie Kirk Memorial will be held. And it says TPS spokesman confirmed the suspect was doing security for an attendee. In the original story, a man who tried to enter the stadium ahead of Charlie Kirk's Memorial has been identified as Joshua Runkles, 42. So, the question is, that guy doesn't look like anybody. I don't know, though. But supposed to be several high-profile people there tomorrow. President and vice president are seldom allowed to attend a public event simultaneously. Yeah. Oh, Terry, good night, Terry. He says, good night, Jim and the Jim Soniacs. Nice show. Well, thank you. Thanks for being here. Greatly appreciated. Yeah. You know, same thing. Our man posing as law enforcement arrested at the stadium.
Charlie Kirk will be held tomorrow in Glendale, Arizona, and the public tribute is receiving the highest security designation from federal officials.
Matt Finn joining us now from Glendale and has more on the service preparations. Hey, Matt.
Good morning, Griff. At this time tomorrow, we expect tens of thousands of people to begin making their way onto the property here. Of course, they're going to be greeted by intense federal and local security sweeping the place, not only for the president, but a long list of VIPs. And ahead of the ceremony tomorrow morning, the Secret Service says a suspicious man with a gun and a knife was taken into custody Friday after he was found inside State Farm Stadium, according to the Washington Post. The Secret Service says the unidentified man was exhibiting suspicious behavior inside the stadium when agents approached him. The report says the man claimed to be law enforcement but showed fake credentials. He's in custody, and we're going to keep you updated on this report. And tomorrow's memorial for Charlie Kirk here in Glendale, Arizona at State Farm Stadium, home to the Arizona Cardinals, has been...
This story is getting really weird. How could it be a licensed guy that's there doing security? Maybe the spokesperson for TPUSA doesn't know what he's talking about. Because why would he be showing fake credentials? Why would he be charged with a felony impersonating a police officer if he's where something's wrong? The story stinks.
Designated a Tier 1 level event equivalent to a Super Bowl. DHS telling Fox News this designation is reserved for events of the highest national significance and enables the federal government to provide the full range of law enforcement and security resources necessary to support local officials in ensuring a safe and successful event. Now, last night at the campus where Charlie was assassinated, there was a vigil for unity at Utah Valley University. And here's UFC CEO Dana White calling for unity on Fox.
Super sketchy.
All I'm looking for, over the rest of this year and into next year is some unity, coming back together as a country and stop all the infighting and the finger pointing and, just some normalcy again. Let this country get back to normal.
So State Farm Stadium behind me has fixed seating for 63,000 people. It can expand beyond that. I personally heard from people all over the country who say they want to make their way here tomorrow for the memorial. We'll be on the ground and we'll keep you guys updated.
All right, Matt, thank you.
Thank you, Matt.
Yeah. Yeah, I completely agree. So it says he told Secret Service agents at the site to provide private security and handed them an active law enforcement credentials. He was taken into custody. He's since been released on bond. An investigation is ongoing to determine his reason for being at the stadium. They're saying he was charged with a felony, so they wouldn't have upgraded to a felony unless they're not playing games. They're not playing games. Yeah. Runkle allegedly made it inside the stadium prior to set up a secure perimeter. Yeah, same thing here in the Hill. Our man claiming to be law enforcement. And we got this is a good story I wanted to bring up. It says Cardinal Dolan on Charlie Kirk. He was a modern day St. Paul. Wow. Archbishop of New York, Timothy Cardinal Dolan, said that joined Fox and Friends to discuss Charlie Kirk's assassination and impact. I want to find this. Hold on. I want to find this. I want to find this video. Give me a second here. There we go. All right. There we go. All right. There we go. I found the audio, so I want to play it.
One got you to put that editorial out there? Why did you, and you didn't know Charlie Kirk.
Here's
Why
the
did you
scoop.
think you had to write about it?
I was caught off guard, and that doesn't happen too much. So when I heard the tragic news, I said, oh, I wonder who he was. And then all of a sudden, this overwhelming sense of sorrow and kind of renewal. And I thought, I got to learn about this guy. And the more I learned about him, I thought, this guy's a modern day St. Paul. He was a missionary. He's an evangelist. He's a hero. He's one, I think, that knew what Jesus meant when he said the truth will set you free. And to do it, now, I understand he was pretty blunt and he was pretty direct. He didn't try to avoid any controversy. He didn't even try to avoid confrontation. The difference is the way, the mode, the style that he did it, always with respect. And not only was that a gracious, kind of virtuous thing to do, it's effective. Because when your opponents see, this guy kind of respects me. We kind of disagree here, but he kind of enjoys me. And he's thanking me for being here. And he's telling me he appreciates the trust I have in him in sharing my views. I thought, this guy can teach us something. I've been spending the last week reading about him. And so last night, I was at NYU Catholic Student Center, about 200 students there. This is what they talked about. Wow. This is what they talked about. And can you guys help? You got a box seat on what's going on in the world. What's going on here with this return to religion? I should be doing hula hoops, which would be worth a spot on the show. But see if you guys agree. So when you look out there, especially our young people, and see a vacuum, a void, especially here in New York. You know how it is. A lot, maybe you were that way. People come to New York, these young people, they think, we got the world by the tail. We're in New York. We're leaving Kansas. You know, we got a job now. The people at home are proud. And all of a sudden, after a couple months, they say, there's something missing. There's something missing here. There's an emptiness. There's a void. Now, as St. Augustine said, I got to quote St. Augustine, not because Pope Leo is an Augustinian. Mm-hmm. As St. Augustine said, no, it's not something missing. It's someone missing, okay? I think that's what Charlie said. He wasn't afraid to talk about the Lord. He wasn't even afraid to say the name of Jesus. Mm-hmm. Billy Graham I heard Billy Graham once say, I will never publicly speak without saying the name of Jesus, because that name has power and it echoes through the universe. And apparently that's what Charlie did.
So Cardinal, what do you tell, you've seen the numbers of young people, especially young men, going to church now, even going to mass, but they're a little depressed right now, discouraged, because although they believe in Jesus, he was a leader within this movement, and the way he died matters. So what do you tell them to reignite them?
Well, look, so what's Jesus give us? As Charlie said, what? It was phenomenal. The most important thing in my life is my faith, all right? From faith comes hope. What's faith mean? We believe in God. What's hope mean? We believe this God makes promises and keeps them. I would say to our young people, but I don't have to tell them that, because I think that's why they're coming back. They're saying we even see in the God can bring good out of evil, right? And what they're seeing is almost this kind of a revival of a sense of value and truth and conviction, almost an elevation of the role of faith back into the public square, where our founders intended it to be from the beginning. And they're almost saying this overwhelming sense of appreciation for Charlie and the great solidarity that we're sensing is itself an answer to prayers and is itself a sign of the resurrection. Correct? Don't you think?
Definitely.
It's true.
You know what's hard? We are allowed to have different opinions, but Charlie spoke his mind, and how he interpreted the Bible, what he would read in the Bible. And I feel like he did it out of love, because you're right. He would say to people, I might not agree with what you're doing or your lifestyle, but this is.
You got it. You got it, Ainsley. Yeah.
But I hate to see him vilified just because he's talking about his beliefs, and he was so bold to do it.
All
and
right.
he loved other people, and he had that void once in his life. Then he accepted Christ, and he wants to share that with other people.
Yeah. Two things. Pope St. John Paul II always said, the best way you can love somebody is to tell them the truth. And the most effective way to tell the truth is with love. All right? Apparently, Charlie did that. Number two, Charlie would not be surprised. If his hero is Jesus Christ, all he has to do is look at the cross. Look what they did to him. All right? But it goes on. It goes on. I thought of that, you know, after the election of Pope Leo, we're standing there behind. You didn't see us. You were looking at him. But I'm looking out at Rome. I'm looking out at Rome. Now, Rome, do I see any symbols in Rome of the Roman Empire? I mean, you might see ruins. Do I see any symbols of Rome of the invasion of Charles V? Do I see any symbols in Rome of the invasion and takeover by Napoleon? No. Do I see any symbols in Rome of Hitler and Mussolini? No. I saw about 100 crosses. All right. So the cross triumphs.
Hey, what's up, Derek?
The cross, the victory of the cross. We just had Sunday.
This guy missed
the Catholic
breakfast.
Church,
Maybe.
the feast of the triumph of the Holy Cross.
All
And,
right.
and he kind of exemplified it. Now,
All right. Well, I'm gonna we're gonna get out of that. We're gonna go over here. So yeah. So he basically, this Chief or whatever, Cardinal Dolan said that he. I'm shocked. He said he didn't know who he was. He's doing all this reading and stuff. So yeah, basically, he's calling him a modern day St. Paul, all that stuff. So, oh, there was. I could have fucking found it there. Like frickin' found it there. Damn it. So whatever. Yeah, so it's in the Post. It's everywhere. Modern day St. Paul. Okay, and then on to this next story. You got the NLRB, the National Labor Relations Board, sues New York over a new state law on labor dispute jurisdictions. That's right. So the National Labor Relations Board is suing the state of New York over a recently approved law the agency says wrongfully supersedes federal law. The law in question authorizes the state public employee relations board to decide disputes between private employers and employee organizations if the National Labor Relations Board is unable to resolve them in their own capacity. I can tell you, has his faith, and we respect it. No, I didn't want to keep playing it. You know, I mean, I just was putting the. I don't know what you mean. I just was trying to move on to another story. It was a 15 minute long segment. I didn't want to just let it roll for 15 minutes. We heard what the. Yeah, the best church has no brick and mortar. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of organized religion. I think a lot of them are, so whatever. Anyway. So the NLRB said it holds exclusive jurisdiction. So the law in question authorizes them. Yeah. Kathy Hochul signed the legislation on September 5th. The NLRB said it holds exclusive jurisdiction over most of these types of dispute, and they should retain such power. That's right. There's a federal law that gives NLRB the ability to handle these things, and the state of New York doesn't have the authority to step in. And I didn't pee. I could have peed. I should have actually peed while that was playing. If I didn't realize it was going to be so long. So my bad. My bad. So we'll have to see what happens here. So yeah, so that's going on. The state asserts its law and a few others were signed due in part to the absence of a functional NLRB under Trump administration. Oh, so this is a shot at them trying to claim what the deal is here. So, and here's this is the federal agency filed against a union labor law had strongly opposed. The National Labor Relations Board said a federal agency with authority over labor disputes has filed lawsuits against New York State. The lawsuit challenges a new law enacted earlier this month, which grants New York Public Employee Relations Board, a state board, the authority to oversee private union elections and resolve labor disputes if the NLRB lacks a quorum. So, The NLRB has filed its litigation arguing the new law is preempted by the NLRB Act and the Supremacy Clause of the U.S. Constitution, and no state has the authority to assert authority over labor matters. So you got a bunch of states. California tried doing it with the masks and other stuff. Now you got New York trying to do this with labor law. So, yeah. So it's just basically New York's trying to say, well, if you can't, if they don't do what we want them to do, we're going to do it ourselves. And it doesn't work that way. The Hill says the NLRB board sues to block New York labor law. So, and federal court accusing the state of passing an illegal new state law to regulate private sector labor relations that are already under federal authority. The lawsuit claims the law creates a national regulatory system in conflict with the NLRB Act and asks the court to declare the law invalid and stop the state from enforcing it. The National Labor Relations Act is supposed to guarantee rights for private sector employees, making the NLRB responsible for preventing unfair labor practices. Yeah. Okay. All right. And so where is that? Okay. No. Here we go. So here we go. So we have the man who shot up the ABC affiliate in Sacramento following the suspension of Jimmy Kimmel has been identified as Anibal Hernandez Santana. An X account that appears to belong to Hernandez Santana is full of anti-Trump posts, as reported by Variety. The man, 64, previously worked as a legislative director for the California Federation of Teachers. The authoritarian oligarchy is now complete. CBS plus caving, big law firms in D.C., the subservient FBI and Attorney General, university presidents stepping down, fanboys, SCOTUS, public radio, ICE goons. We're all going to have to fight like hell. The account that appears to belong to him posted in July. Yes, the teachers union needs to go. Yes. Hernandez Santana was arrested on charges of assault with a deadly weapon, negligent discharge of a firearm, and shooting into an occupied building. Insane.
A 64-year-old man named Anibal Hernandez Santana has been arrested as the suspect in the shooting that led to an investigation here at ABC 10 in Sacramento along Broadway. And as the sun has risen this morning, you can see for yourself plywood over one of the windows in the lobby there. Now, earlier in the day on Friday, police were called here in response to shots fired from outside the ABC 10's building. No one was injured despite the building being occupied at the time. 3 bullet holes were seen in the window on the building's lobby. And that's when the investigation began. Later the same day, KCRA 3 saw police in the River Park neighborhood, including SWAT teams. A witness at the scene reported seeing a man tackled and then taken into custody. Sacramento police thanked the FBI for providing resources in its investigation and have asked anyone with further information to contact their department. The
story never changes. It's got to stop. If it were a Trump supporter, this would have been wall-to-wall coverage in the media. Yeah. If it ends up being confirmed as the man, it's just another event, and the media will do their best to bury. They're on full tilt protecting Kimmel and using it as a cover. They really don't want to end up facing any accountability for their insightful rhetoric. According to the media, the biggest threat to our country right now is the fact that Jimmy Kimmel might lose his job. Oh, you mean a leftist? Again and again. I'm not surprised the left is accusing a far-right groyper of doing this. Yeah, and then here, one of our chat members tagged me in this and says, this is the guy that got arrested for shooting into the ABC studio. This is the guy, Al Hernandez Santana. I think the world empathy that made up the New Age term did a lot of damage to CK's carotid artery. So this is just on September 11th. This is what he's talking about, Charlie Kirk's carotid artery. I think the word empathy, the made-up New Age term, did a lot of damage. You're going to be popular in jail, you degenerate freak. Another insane lawyer. Have fun in jail. So this guy's a lawyer? I thought he was a teachers union person. Let's see who he is. Health lawyer. policy advisor, veteran. This is blasphemy. Can't believe these Republicans sucking up their own twisted show. This guy begging for a heart attack, Pam Bondi, Cash Patel, time to put your big boy pants and your big girl panties, show the Epstein files. So this is the guy. And radical left is now shooting at ABC television stations after the suspension of Jimmy Kimmel.
This morning, gunshots fired at an ABC-affiliated television station in Sacramento. Bullet holes seen in the window of the lobby. An employee of the Tegna-owned station telling NBC News someone pulled up, fired into the lobby, and drove off.
We're not going to stop looking for you. This is unacceptable behavior. It's not going to be tolerated in Sacramento.
At least one person was in the lobby at the time, according to the station employee. Police say nobody was injured. While the motive is unknown, it comes amid backlash to the decision by Disney, ABC's parent company, to suspend Jimmy Kimmel's late-night show following the comments he made about Charlie Kirk's alleged assassin. This morning, gunshots fired.
The left is unhinged. They're psychopaths. The Democrat Party is not a political party. They're a domestic terrorist organization masquerading as a political party to bring down America. Check this out. This is the U.S. Attorney in Southern District. It says, welcome to California, where someone could commit attempted murder and be back on the street the same day. Federal law enforcement must be more active than ever in California to keep our communities safe. Authorities confirmed the suspect accused in the shooting in the lobby of ABC affiliate in Sacramento has been released from jail after posting bond. Law enforcement officials are not releasing his mugshot. Wow.
Suspected of firing shots into a local TV station. Police say ABC 10's building was targeted in a drive-by shooting. No one was hurt, but people were in the building. Sacramento police announcing today they arrested that suspect. Thank you for joining us after the game. I'm Cecil Hannibal. KCRA3's Denzel Cortez has the latest details tonight in this investigation.
Tonight, authorities confirming they arrested a suspect accused in yesterday's shooting at KXTV, Sacramento's ABC.
Derek from Frames and Rhythm says, can the feds still charge him? They would have to find some kind of federal hook. I mean, it's possible because it's a news station, so they could say it's some kind of terrorism charges. They're trying to, maybe they could get some kind of federal hook in there. I'm not I'm not 100% sure what they could use. There might be something that they could do because of it being a news station and because it's a retaliation and it's a political statement, so it is kind of terrorism, maybe.
ABC affiliate, 64-year-old Anavar Hernandez Santana, taken into custody after investigators matched a vehicle that witnesses say believed to be a white hatchback, leading officers to River Park. Eyewitnesses footage capturing the showdown. You could see SWAT personnel surrounding the 32-unit complex.
We made eye contact, and right as he passed my windshield, I heard on a loudspeaker a whole bunch of officers say, get down on the ground or we're going to shoot.
Hernandez Santana, a tenant at the River Park Apartments, was not on any neighbor's radar.
Every day you see that person, and to hear about the kind of thing that they are capable of, it's crazy.
Police telling KCRA they requested a bail enhancement, which was granted. Hernandez Santana booked on 3 felony charges, facing assault with a deadly weapon, discharge of a firearm in a negligent manner, and discharge of firearms in an inhabited building.
We park right next to each other. There's no cars in between us. So I'm always seeing him coming and going.
Hernandez Santana was held on a $200,000 bail before being released earlier today.
He was a nice guy, but then after hearing all this, we're just like, what happened?
The news rattling neighbors.
We all have to go to sleep here, and it's hard when you don't know all the information.
In Sacramento, Denzel Cortez, KCRA 3 News.
Right now, KCRA3 has confirmed Hernandez Santana has hired an attorney and will not be giving a statement at this time. We also asked Sacramento police if a weapon was recovered during.
Yeah, so I don't know. I don't know how he was released already. I mean, 200,000, that's nothing to sneeze at unless they got something reduced. Yes, I can't believe the judge in Luigi's case dropped the terrorism charge either. I mean, and then out already, the Dems worried about gun violence. Well, they're only worried about gun violence. They don't want gun violence to stop. They just want to take everyone's guns. They're fine with the violence, and they're fine with letting the people out to commit to more violence because they think it's going to let them take more control. Because once they get the guns away, they can do whatever they want. I hit my cough button in time there. He immediately went and started to shit post on Twitter when he got out. Well, he was released after showing his Facebook posts. Well, maybe. I don't know. Oh, come on. Was arrested at residence. He was booked into jail. He saw police activity. So there was protests outside the station, but no activity at the shooting. They should have probably, we confirmed the shots were fired into our station. Gavin Newsom said his office has been briefed. Yeah, I'm sure they come out and say, we got to get gun violence. We got to take guns away. We got this. Here he is, ex-California Teachers Union legislative director arrested for firing 3 shots in ABC affiliate after Kimmel's decision. His X feed is full of left-wing mental illness and violence. What should be done about left-wing radicalization? Find the most insane leftist posts here. This is blasphemy. Can't believe. Oh, yeah. This guy says Charlie Kirk would have been the 13th disciple. Let's see. Let's look at his posts. Today, that was yesterday or 2 days ago. There's a good heart attack when you need it most. Please join my thoughts and prayers for a physical demise of a fearful leader. So he's hoping for a heart attack on President Trump. I protested Trump today, mommy. Get your big boy treats. What an idiot. Fill in the blank. Robert Redford, artist, actor, philanthropist. Oh. This guy's a retard. Look at this. I support the death penalty for the scumbag that killed Charlie Kirk. As soon as the federal criminal code is amended to add the death penalty for a president who refuses to step down, Trump did peacefully hand over. These people are fucking delusional, man. What is? Oh my God, I can't believe this. Man, I'm sorry. I can't. I can't. It just pisses me off too much. They're retarded. Like, yeah, Trump refused to step down. So then, how did Biden become president if Trump refused to step down? I can't believe how many support Luigi. You sat in a really good crime con on Luigi, and they polled the audience on a bunch of questions. The amount of people who support him was appalling. Yeah, it's crazy. They're not smart. It's nuts, man. What's going on? It really is. Yeah. There's also a long pattern of leftists using guns to commit crimes because they want guns outlawed. Yeah, they do it. There's a lot of them that say that they do it just for that reason. No, he was talking about Trump refusing to step down. He's saying that Trump refused to step down after Biden won. You know, Biden stole the election. That election was stolen. And he's released after posting bond. I wonder where he came up with the money. Wow. The shooting suspect has been released from jail after posting bond. Somebody put up his bond. I bet you the teachers union put up his bond. How much you want to bet? Because $20K is a lot to have just laying around to post bond. He was arrested and charged on Saturday for shooting, and a pundit reported gunshots were fired at the ABC affiliate. According to police, a vehicle pulled up and fired 3 gunshots into the window. They arrested Anibal Hernandez Santana and charged him with 3 felonies. Hernandez Santana, a rabid Trump hater, is being held on $200,000 bail. Yeah. An X account matching the profile contains a steady stream of anti-Trump commentary. Oh, yeah, so all this stuff. Police said a motive is not known at this time. This stuff that they say that a motive is not known at this time. Are they serious with this shit? Come on. This just makes me never believe anything they say when they say this stuff. Because it's like, if you can't admit that this is the motive, is that he was upset. Hernandez shot into ABC after leftist lashed out at ABC for suspending Jimmy Kimmel. So yeah, we don't know any motive. No motive. Maybe he was mad, Barack Obama attacked the Trump administration after Kimmel's show was suspended. Yeah, Obama could go fuck himself. Sorry. Sorry to my language. I'm sorry. Post Millennial has the same thing. A man arrested for shooting up Sacramento ABC station had an X account full of anti-Trump posts. New York Post, same thing. Hit with gunfire a day after Jimmy Kimmel protests. So, responding to reports of gunfire. The building was occupied. No one was hurt. The police said they had no suspect, and they could not yet say whether the shooting was random or targeted. There was no protest near the building at the time of the shooting, so almost like they knew about something and they got the people away. They're all working together. It's coordinated. Yeah, this is what we get when we let lunatics on the streets. Sure is. And then this is in Illinois. It says, as I said, things will continue to escalate at the Broadview ICE facility until harsher methods are used. They are obstructing, throwing objects, and physically assaulting ICE with little fear of arrest. Experienced Portland DHS agents need to be brought into Chicago. This was 7 a.m. today.
As you can tell, there were several points yesterday where commotion unfolded outside the facility. It's where individuals who are detained by ICE are taken for processing before being moved to other facilities. And it's when the gates to the parking lot have opened that protesters try to block vehicles from coming or going. At one point yesterday, over the loudspeaker, federal agents announced that those who were obstructing their way could be arrested. And we have learned that several protesters were arrested yesterday, some of them released with citations. Earlier yesterday afternoon, ICE agents were on the roof when a woman approached the fence along with a few other protesters and started yelling at those agents. Agents shot the demonstrators with pepper balls, which contain the same chemicals as pepper spray. Federal agents then came out of the parking lot where the woman got into a scuffle with them. She was thrown onto the ground, and as agents crossed the street, moving protesters further away, the woman reached up and grabbed the mask of one of the ICE agents. That's when another one put her in a headlock, and as you can see, she flashes a peace sign. She was handcuffed and detained.
Yeah, she should be. I didn't know she grabbed the guy's face like that. That's she assaulted an officer. She reached up and hit the officer, touched his mask, grabbed him. That's a felony, actually. No, you can't do that. Yeah, leftist at the Broadview facility in Illinois says she's recording license plates of ICE agents and is requesting help. She actually thinks that ICE hasn't already anticipated this. These leftists are some of the lowest IQ people on earth. Why are they always giant fat slobs too? I don't understand it.
Hey everyone, I'm back at Broadview ICE Detention Facility to record license plates. And there's only a few people out here, and we really need people recording 24/7. If you live in the Broadview area and you're able to help out at all, if there's no one else out here, stay in your car to record. Keep yourself safe. I'll be out here for probably at least a few hours this morning if anyone wants to come join. Hey everyone, I'm back at Broadview ICE Detention.
I hope she's aware targeting federal employees can land her in federal prison. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that would be nice. I believe this is Evanston Mayor Daniel Billis, taking part in blocking the driveway for ICE facility in Broadview. He was there last week doing the same thing. So this right here, this is the mayor of a town called Evanston, and he's here blocking vehicles. He should be arrested immediately. Yeah. Just because you're a mayor doesn't give you this authority. Well, some are licking their wounds, and others, like Kat Abazela, are icing their butts today. Terrorists are still at the Broadview ICE facility obstructing federal agents. They're being way too nice to these terrorists. Every agent should be issued long-range bear spray.
Está lloviendo ya, está poniendo fuerte la lluvia aquí.
Oh, you had to put him in the car, huh? Keep him out of here, or we're gonna have problems.
No podemos estar bloqueando también el tráfico tampoco, no.
If you choose to block the traffic, then stop.
Bueno, un amigo que trae la bandera le está diciendo que nosotros no podemos bloquear el tráfico, y tiene razón, y la otra mujer pues le está diciendo de que nadie le preguntó. Pues bueno, la persona que trae la bandera pues tiene razón, no podemos bloquear el tráfico, pero pues quizá mucha gente está enojada porque
And all these weirdos, they need to get some. Yeah. Far left extremists have mobilized all day to attack federal agents outside the facility. They want to attack the government until it stops enforcing federal immigration law. This is what they want, man.
Back up now! We are watching you! We are watching you every fucking move!
Well, I remember that. I remember that Chinese voice from yesterday. As the far left extremists attacking ICE agents in Broadview aren't protesters, they're lawless agitators obstructing federal enforcement. ICE operations target those who broke immigration laws, period. When violent mobs assault agents enforcing court order removals, they're not fighting injustice, they're attacking America's sovereignty. The chaos proves why Trump's immigration strategy: flee, deport cleanly, and let merit-based pathways reward those who respect our borders. I figured the guard would be in Chicago right away after the handful of looting on the Gulf Coast stores. I don't know what they're waiting on. I think I think they might be giving Prickster and Brandon Johnson, the two commies, I think they might be giving enough rope so that they literally, screw themselves over, because if this continues like this, they don't have a choice, that they're going to have to bring in the guard, and then they can say, well, look, they're this is what's happening, So let's see here. Oh, well, okay. We got about 5 minutes left in the show tonight, so let me find something. Try to finish up here. Yeah. Like this person says, who are these guys that let the crowd know to move towards the fence when it was opening? They scuffled back off where they came from. Alphabet agitators? What logo's on the shirt? Broadview, Illinois ICE facility. Whole video in the comments. Yeah, these two guys telling them what to do. Oh, get closer, do this. Yeah, something weird going on there. Anti-ICE protesters blocking the road outside of the ICE building in Broadview. A special response team came out to keep the driveway clear, and the crowd, so federal vehicles had entered. The crowd screamed and yelled at the agents. Yeah, see? See, now this lady that keeps going like this, I would let her touch me, and then she'd go to jail for assaulting an officer. You're not allowed to do that, lady. You could do that to your husband if you have one, or your 10 cats, but you're not doing that to federal law enforcement. And look at what they've done to these people. Look at what they've done to them, what they've turned these people into. These people are all insane. Yeah, look at Free Palestine. They're all Free Palestine. They're all crazy fucking leftists, man. It's all insanity, man. It's all insanity. Yeah. Right here it says, this is how every DHS vehicle should be pulling out of their facility in Chicago. No more asking them to move nicely. I watched our military in the Middle East get handicapped with outrageous rules of engagement thanks to Obama. Give us ICE, not nice. Yep. Spray him with the bear spray. That's right. Hit him with the bear spray. The federal authorities are now arresting agitators and protesters who are blocking ICE vehicles. They're about to learn the federal government won't cut them loose like Chicago government would. Stay in jail, idiots.
ICE! How do you spell racist? ICE! How do you spell fascist? ICE! How do you spell fascist? ICE! How do you spell racist? You're on video! Stand on this! Put him down! Fucking murderers! We know
And then here, they're not just there. Here's in Montreal, Antifa, Trantifa, and far left extremists gathered to try to shut down a rally critical of trans ideology. See, they're everywhere. That's why you declare them a foreign terrorist organization.
We all hate cops. Bottoms, tops, we all hate cops. Bottoms, tops, we all hate cops.
They think it's really funny right up until the point when they get shot with some pepper spray in the face. 4 masked Antifa radicals wearing keffiyehs have been arrested in Montreal after attempting to disrupt a peaceful rally by parents concerned about dangerous gender ideology. Wow. Weird how all these people who are trannies, for the tranny stuff are, supporting Palestine too. It's kind of weird. Look at them. They think this is funny. They need to go to prison. Now we got Portland last night. Black Bloc Antifa militant was on a prowl outside the ICE facility, mobbing reporters and assaulting civilians. Federal police officers deployed tear gas and munitions to fend off the group who stole a knife from a counter protester. Then the mob assaulted him.
Back to Seattle.
Outside agitator!
Go back to Seattle. Go back to Seattle. Huh? Go back to Seattle. Go back to Seattle.
Get away from me.
Go back to Seattle.
Not going nowhere,
Go back to
Katie.
Seattle where you're from. You need to shut the fuck up, Katie. Mark, whoa, whoa. You're gonna act like a bitch, bark like a bitch. Whoa, 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 whoa. Go back to Seattle. Go back to Seattle.
Bitch!
She's on federal property. You already made the announcement. Just saying.
I'm gonna run.
Get the fuck out of my way.
Days after the assassination of Charlie Kirk, which lyrics to the Antifa song Bella Ciao were written on the rifle ammo, Antifa and far left danced to the song and protest the support of the trans. Support of the trans.
Bella ciao. Antifa song.
Okay, see, there's all the proof you need that it's a foreign. That's all the proof you need that it's a foreign terrorist organization. They're all international. Antifa militants cry because her organization's been declared terrorist by Trump. She pretends Antifa isn't a terrorist. At the same time, her fellow militants brandish Antifa branding while violently attack ICE. Go home, Antifa.
So, those of you who do not protest, do not do the occupation at ICE detention centers and stuff like that, do you know what's going on? Do you know that the president himself has threatened to directly wipe us out, us Portland protesters? Like, wipe us out means he wants to kill us. And now he has designated us as a terrorist organization. How are we an organization? Like, we are literal random people who showed up to protect our communities. That's who we are. And now we're fucking terrorists for
You are
standing on the
terrorists.
sidewalk and saying
You're terrorists.
hilariously mean things to fucking Nazis. So yeah, like this
You're a
is
terrorist.
bad. Are you people who are not on the street paying attention?
Yeah, we're paying
Because they
attention.
are going to kill your activist friends. Like,
You're
flat
not
out
my
kill
friend.
us.
I don't like you.
And,
I want you in a camp
as
somewhere
from
or
what
in a
I'm
jail.
seeing from the dialogue, y'all will blame us.
It is your fault. It's all your
So,
fault. Get what you deserve.
I don't know what
Look
you
around,
expect to
find
happen
out.
here, but they're not
Yep.
going to fucking stop with us.
Nope. We're not going to stop with you. That's right. Here you go. Here you go. Here's Antifa terrorists in their own words. No border, no wall, no USA at all. That's what they want. They want to destroy the USA. That's them.
No USA at all. No borders, no walls, no USA at all. No borders, no USA at all.
And this looks like these are the ones they look like the Nazis marching. Yeah. Here they are in New York City.
Turn it along.
What do we want? Who do we want?
Oh, Code Pink right here is funded by the Communist Party, Naval Singham. So yeah, this is this is who it is. That most of the Democrats and paid insurgents being arrested in New York City for obstructing ICE aren't wearing masks. This is refreshing. Why else do you know it's compared to the police? Oh, look at them all. They're all white people, and all the cops are people of color. It's strange, isn't it?
Are welcome here. No hate, no fear. Immigrants are welcome.
Yeah. So wow, it's all white people and it's people of color. And here's Antifa in Paris set fire to the streets, throw stones at police, loot stores, and destroy road signs. Antifa is a terrorist organization.
Yeah, Antifa. Are you ready to fight with the police? No. Yeah, for sure. Just waiting to them to make the first move. Once they make the first move, you're going? Yeah. What the heck? We got a dumpster on fire here. The streets of Paris are literally on fire. Street signs are getting taken down. You guys are throwing stones. Those aren't even rocks. Those are freaking stones. They're grabbing out of the ground. They're breaking into these buildings. Now they're looting. Police have moved in. Get behind the tree. Get behind the tree. Get behind the tree. Stand right here. Police have moved in. Innocent. They started breaking into these walls. Police have officially taken into the street. Under arrest here in the streets.
Yeah, so I don't know. I'm probably going to get hit for the music on that. So, all right. Okay, here we go. Paris was nice a decade ago. The music sounded incoherent. Yeah, I got hit. Remember that thing yesterday where they were playing that thing where the person kept falling on the ground? I got a copyright strike for that. I had to take it off. Not a I got a hit, a claim, not a strike per se. So, but, see who's live right now? MG Law, I guess. Who's getting it? Presentation, redirect. Okay. All right, everybody. Well, it was great. Well, it lasted tonight. But it's been almost 4 hours. We didn't hit the second goal, so the show is going to end. I want to thank you all for being here. I'll see you all Sunday night. Maybe I'll see you on Joe's stream tomorrow afternoon if I stop by. Have a good night. Come on back for Jim to tell you the news.